God, don't have sex until marriage.
What if you're like your God doesn't care about whether or not you're married or not?
Well, he's not my God, he's our God. There's only one God. His name's Jesus Christ.
Islam,
Yes.
Judaism.
Well,
so like
Islam follows false gods. There's only one God. His name's Jesus Christ. It's the God of Christianity.
Everyone else is going to hell.
Yes.
What if you're Jewish? You don't believe in hell.
Well, you're still going to hell.
Just before you go, we've been giving this to people we've talked to.
Yeah. I like that. All right. I'll be honest with you, I have my hands full. But give this to someone who wants it more.
I mean, if you didn't want it, why'd you take it?
Because it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I know, but it's your responsibility now. These kids, they take a baby before they're ready for it, and then they gripe about it. I don't get it.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Welcome to Brothers in Booze.
Hello. We always forget to remind everybody that that's our friend Barry Jenkins, who does the wonderful Welcome to Brothers in Booze for us. And I'm spilling beer all over the place here.
Oh, you're starting off right then.
Off to a great start. I don't know. I have this barrel-aged, fermented kind of. It's a barrel-aged sour, so it's not a. It's Epitome from Supermoon out of Milwaukee. They do funky, nice saisons in barrels. So I know you heard the barrel, but it's a funky saison. It's not a barrel aged.
Okay. I was a little worried for you starting that big. So yeah.
Not starting big. Ooh, crisp, fruity, funky saison. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm a fan of saison.
Right up that alley. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm not loving that. I opened it and it went. But that should have been before. That should have been like part of the stream. I got to get the drama on the screen.
Yeah, come on, man. It's content. We got to get the content right.
Okay, so while I get my shit together here, you tell us what you have because I'm all over the place.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm going to start with something that I've never had before and I've heard of, but this is Wookie Jack from Firestone Walker. It's a black rye IPA. So not technically a black IPA like you like, but with rye.
Love it.
Yeah, so this is a bit bigger than I usually start with. This is 8.3. So
I haven't seen any black IPAs. So
I haven't seen many. They're not out in the wild much anymore, which we'll have to talk about to our guest about because they're around beer all the time. So cheers. Look at that. That poured lovely.
Yeah, and pretty glass too.
Oh, the rye is like really, really nice on the nose. So. Ooh, that's lovely. Rye and the hops like mix really nicely. That's weird. It almost has like a citrusy taste to it in a weird way. Like not citrus forward, but like just like a hint of it, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, that's really lovely. You would actually really dig this. Maybe not from the rye part, but the hop part you'd probably dig quite a bit. So cheers.
Yeah, it's hoppy, then it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Hoppy, like almost annoying hoppy?
No. It's shit. It's right on the edge of where I like hoppiness, which means you know what I mean. It's right on that. Maybe just I would like it a little less, but you know that's how I roll. So, but I wanted to try it because I don't think I've ever seen a black rye IPA. So I thought, why not give it a try? So yeah, cheers, pretty good. Wookie Jack.
Back in the olden times where black IPAs were a thing, there were a few flat rye ones floating around. I remember that. But not anymore, Doug. That's a gem. Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, and I found a 6-pack of it. So ordinarily I try to buy singles of everything so that I don't have to waste something in case I don't like it. But Firestone Walker is hard to go wrong with. So
cool. I found myself arguing with idiots more online this month because Black History Month. So I'm kind of really more on edge about that shit. So I just want to talk about this before we get Angie in here. But so the folks out here discuss dismissing whole movements because of the actions of a few bad actors. Never, ever, ever apply these same rules to the movements that they roll with. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Doug? Because that was in response to someone saying, like, well, you know, the lesbian, gay, and bisexual community thinks that blah, blah, blah. You know, there's a couple of them over there that blah, blah. Yeah, yes. There are assholes who are gay. Yes. Why is this that much of a revelation? There are white people that are fucking assholes. There are gay people who are assholes. There are black people who are assholes. Every different human, there's a section of assholes. So I'm just tired of this whole, like, well, that whole movement is this because of a few bad people, and then these are the people, Doug, that hang around the Trumps and the MAGA people, and they don't want to acknowledge the bad things that those people do and their movements. So it's like everybody on every movement has like bad actors that they point out, and I'm just tired of it. Just don't act like you don't have any bad people in your circle, because you do. So stop the fronting and the bullshit. Thank you. Anyway, happy birthday, Manny.
Yeah, that was for me, and it's for some reason not showing up as me, but yeah.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Going to a movie. It's not
I've heard
matinee.
nothing. Yeah, I thought I've heard nothing but good things about that movie. So
I've heard nothing but bad. So I'm not sure what the fuck's
maybe we're in different streams of folks, I guess. But yeah,
yeah. Look at that.
And I know Daniel Fisher went and saw it because he had a photo on social media about going to see it. So I wonder what his thoughts are on it. So
yeah, what's up, Daniel? What's up with Ant-Man, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Jeff is saying truth for, but welcome, Jeff.
I think he was talking about, you're saying that there's assholes in every group. That's what he was
yeah. But look, let's just not front about it. Like, we all, but at the same, don't try to act like, oh no, we're all saints over here. No, bitches, it doesn't work that way. So anyway, yeah, happy birthday. All right.
The big 5-0 too.
A February birthday.
Yeah. I have two of those in my house, 2 February birthdays. So
yeah, we got 2 January. So we get the whole winter aspect of it. And speaking of winter, our guest is from a place that, Doug, you're not really fond of. So I'm gonna we're gonna have this conversation, and that right. I can't say I'm fond of it, but it's always interesting to talk to black people who talk to anybody who lives in the state of in particular, given the ethics and the thing Texas, and a lot of them love where they're from and they live. They're used to it, and it's great. Of course, we want you to love where you live. We want you to be happy, or at least I want other people to be happy. I don't know about the rest of y'all, and sometimes on Twitter, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. There was literally a space. There was literally a space today, and I didn't go in. I was tempted though. Hitler, the best human in the world. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That sounds like a trolling. Hey, let's see how many people we can get here and tick them off. That's what that sounds like. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Of course, the owner of Twitter loves that shit. So, yeah, I don't think that shit would have happened before. But also, what we love is Black Baron Flow. So we're gonna talk about that. So without further ado, Doug, I think we need to stop. I think we're done talking here, and it's time for us to bring our friend Angi, the undeniable vixen.
Yeah. Welcome, Angi.
Hello.
Angi Thomas, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you doing? Doug, first.
I'm doing well. Very well. How are y'all?
Doing great. How about you? What do you have? What are you drinking?
So I am almost done, but I am drinking this. This is actually one of the winners from our Brewers Cup from the Texas Craft Brewers Guild. It's from Siren Rock out of Rockwall, Texas, and this is Divine Monk. It's a Belgian wheat, and it is absolutely crushable. One of my favorite styles.
Mm.
And they're going to actually stop making it. It's going to only be available at the brewery. So I was like, if you just wanted me to come to the brewery, just say that. Don't stop me from.
Doug, are you getting?
Yeah, she was
It's one of my
choppy there for a
faves.
minute. So it's you were just saying. So that's one of your faves, then. So yeah.
Yes.
That's an underrated style.
Yes.
That's an underrated style, Belgian wheat. You don't see enough of them, and they're really, really delicious, and they're crushable, and they have such a depth. They actually, it's simple, but it's actually complex. Love it. Angie, are you is she glitching, Dev, or no? Because I can't.
Angie, can you hear us? Okay. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm almost like I don't know. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Because it was just a bit choppy for us for a moment. That's all.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it continues to do that. I'm gonna switch over to my phone because it's like I don't know. I'm literally at a laptop. It's supposed to be doing just fine. This is my laptop that I literally leave at home, brand new, sparkling, and it's trying to give me the blues. I don't know why.
All right. Doug, I was going to serve up the first question for you, but you asked the obvious one, but you get another one here, a freebie.
Oh, okay. So I don't know why this popped into my head today. But I was like Angie, and it's like Thomas. And the last thing I heard, that last thing that I thought of just before the show was like, I wonder if she's related to Carl Thomas, who is the guy that did I Wish I Never Met Her, that song. And I was like, that would be great if she was related to him. The guy that had the turtleneck in the video was all No. Oh, that'd be great.
Let me tell you, it's so possible. That's it. But oddly enough, because usually it's when you meet, because many times it's such a common name. It was a slave name, so I digress. But usually you do certain things when you meet someone, especially if you're oh, well, he's kind of handsome or she's kind of cute. And he's like, what's your last name, Tom? Okay. Do I know you? And then if they're not named the last name, where your people from? You have to do these 7 degrees of separation to find out. But it's possible. It's possible. I don't know where his people from.
I don't either. I just remembered that because I loved that song when it came out, and it was just like, and then you never heard anything from him after
that. And that's the only song that I know.
Yep.
I think he did a couple of plays, and then he only sung that one song because that was the only song that was famous.
Yeah. It was called I Wish. That was the name of the song. I couldn't remember it for a second. So yeah. So, sorry, that was a nonsense question, but go ahead, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to bring us back here, right?
Sorry for the tangent.
Right. Doug never, ever, ever, and I always set him up to do it, but he never asked, who are you and how did you get into beer? We know who you are. Our audience is not. So you are a woman of many tastes and experience, and so it's kind of hard to start off to ask you a question, and I think that's why Doug went the easy route. Your resume speaks for itself. It's wonderful. So I don't know how you want to start, but I like to start, especially with our audience. How does a Black woman end up in beer? Because we're told that y'all don't like beer and y'all not interested in it, which is complete bullshit. But
yes,
I just want you to respond to that.
Well, no. Okay. So I am now a believer because that's not how I grew up. How I grew up is my grandfather drunk Schlitz malt liquor bull ad nauseum. He was a truck driver. When he finally got home, he, had me and my uncles go to the refrigerator and get him another cold one, and everybody was fighting to get a sip. Well, I finally got my chance to sip. I was like, "Oh, this is horrible." So that pretty much took me out. It smells like pee. It tastes like pee. If I knew what pee tastes, it got to be close to this. So fast forward many, many, many years. I'm sitting on my couch. Summertime in Texas, it's hot, so you're staying inside, cool, So a friend of mine called me and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm not doing anything." She was like, "Hey, I'm at a festival, and we really need some help. A friend or a coworker, drink some beers, sun outside. She's gone. She's had, sun exposure. She's just out. Can you come help?" I was like, "Well, yeah." So they'll pay you $20 an hour. I'll say I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm coming. So that's how I got into even getting connected to beer. Still, I don't like beer. So people are coming up to the different stalls and they're like, "Hey, what is the Hey, I don't know. Do you want it or not? I don't know. Well, what's the flavor? I don't know any of that. I'm just pouring it. And then I'm pouring it quite shittily. I still don't know how to pour. And then I went to, but the money is good. The money is very good. So I ended up going to another festival because at the time, rest in peace, De La Soul was going to be there. And I'm standing there next to someone that was pouring this beer. I was like, "What is that? What is that? What are you pouring?" And she said, "It's Wells Banana Nut Beer." And I just like still pouring and, whatever. I said, "Let me taste that." And I tasted it. And the heavens opened. And my eyes were taken off my eyes. And I was like, "Oh my God, beer tastes like this? Like this? Okay, it's a whole new ball game." So then I started doing a deep dive. And then I started getting into drinking beer and trying beer. And I've gone a full 360 because I think my intro were more the sweet, fruit. And I can't tell you when I really had a sour. That was my whole thing. And I was team no IPA. I love a hazy IPA now. My palate is truly, truly developed over the years. And now that I have the opportunity into sales for beer and giving that platform of trying different things and being exposed to it, that's when I ended up having a beer fridge in my house and going to different breweries and seeing, not necessarily it would just be myself, but then I'm like, "Well, where are all the other women? I like beer. Where are the other women?" And so that's what started pulling me to finding different women. It would be one woman, one lady here or someone else here. And we just I was like, we can be a force because I know I'm not the only one that likes beer. And that's why I always say people are beer curious. They're not, they have that mindset of the Schlitz malt liquor bull mentality because that's all they have. And so if you continue to share things, you will find a beer that you like. That has been my motto since then, because I just hadn't found a beer that I liked. But you have to be open to try. So that's how I came into enjoying beer.
Nice. But you just don't promote beer. I mean, I've seen you also promote liquors and things like that. Is that something that is beer more your home, or is liquor something you also like to dabble in? Which is more of your home?
Beer has been really a big platform for me because I'm a brand ambassador. Among the other things that I do, I'm a brand ambassador for different companies, and for the most part, it had been mostly beer. But of course, again, I'm going to pay, whoever pays me the most, and I feel that it is a product that I can stand behind, that's what I'm going to get drawn to. So I ended up kind of migrating from doing more beer sales. I still do them, not as much, but it's more of the fermentation of liquor. And one company that I'm with, has such a big portfolio. I mean, a gigantic portfolio of different things that I did not know that they were connected with all over the world. So I can be doing any type of spirits that you can think of. And they also have a beer side too. I'm just not on their beer side.
Okay.
But beer is still going to be my love. Liquor is more apparent with my cigars. You know, I usually like to have a nice cigar when I'm having my bourbon. And that's when I started falling in love with bourbons and whiskeys.
So the bourbon and
Which
the
I have
cigars
here.
are like hand in hand.
Because I figured we were going to be here for 2 hours. So
Eagle Rare, yeah.
my Eagle Rare, this is my baby. Because it's hard to get. You cannot, someone sent this to me because you cannot get it in Texas. Especially, and if you do see it, it's like double or triple the price. Is that 40? This is a $40 bottle that will sell for $60 to $70 here.
That's crazy.
So what are your liquors of choice while we're here? Yeah, bourbon. What else? I heard whiskey. Do we dab into tequilas, rums?
I love a rye. Yes. My the company that I work for, their major is rum. And I've had different variations of their rum, just like regular stuff, some spice rum, more age in different type of wine barrels, different ages of rum. It's just like a plethora. Tequila, not as much. Truly, I'm a vodka girl because you can't miss me with a Bloody Mary. And Kettle One is my preferred choice. I will have a Bloody Mary in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter. If you have Zing Zang, that's it. I don't want you trying to tell me about your house mixes that the chef did. I don't care. Take it back. If it's not Zing Zang, I don't want it.
And do you excuse my language on this one? And I don't usually say excuse my language, but I don't really have anything. I don't have another way to frame it. Do you fuck with this craft distillers like you do craft beer?
You know, I have had some. There's some that have been put on my radar. There's actually two as far as tequila that I've been putting my radar on, and I want to go into further. There are two Black-owned businesses here in the DFW area that are tequila. It's Ego Tequila and Friends with Tequila, which is 3 gentlemen. They were all friends, and one of them had diabetes, and so tequila has been known to be if you're suffering issues with diabetes. So all of his friends, they learned to say, hey, we're not going to drink beer, we're not going to drink this. We want to have drinks with our friend. We want to be all inclusive in that realm. And so they all developed a love for tequila, and they went deep diving into it and really got an idea of true tequila, how to drink it, how to have it served. And so they made a product from it. Yeah, I like boutique things. You know, I don't want to say like different things. You know, I'm in Yelp Elite, so we're used to having things that are off the driven path. We like going for the mom and pop kind of places. I like finding things that are maybe the niche, if it's good quality, and I'm willing to try it. I'm even willing to, you know, I had to learn the hard way to at least try it twice. If the experience wasn't the best the first time, at least try it twice. It may have been off time, may have been off barrel, whatever, but try it twice and see if you really do like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They really it really surprised learning that.
Yeah.
I,
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. So that's great. Thank you for giving us that info because I would never guess that.
Right. So, Doug, let me get one more in.
Tequila with look
I'm the tequila lover here on this panel. Doug, not so much. He'll try some for sure. Doug's not beyond trying pretty much anything from what I know.
Yep.
And this is where me and him are another area where we're very close. Is we'll try anything once for the most part. I mean, unless you're just talking, you're starting to get crazy. But hello, great events and hi Ashley.
Hello. Welcome to the
Cool. Yeah, so we're not beyond that. So Angie, before we get into our messy portion of the stream, can you tell us about you have moderator of Being Black and Craft. Please tell us all about that.
Yes, please.
So during the pandemic, as everyone started baking bread and exercising and doing all kinds of things like that.
I didn't exercise. Shit, I missed that. Go on, man.
Brandon Montgomery.
Brandon, shout out. That's my boy.
I did. I look pretty decent, but it all went back. But I can always do it again. But he made a chat just for people to check in because we were all in our little silos. We weren't, getting out. And so then Clubhouse came about. It was the newest kid on the block, right? So we migrated from being in the chat on an IG chat and we went to do Clubhouse where we would check in. Hey, what you drinking? How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Of course, Brandon's very busy. He is the name Traveler. So he was traveling. So he really didn't have the time. And Beer Quest, Chris Johnson, he was like, I really don't want to stop doing this. This is really important. It seems like we have a really good time and we get a lot of information. I was like, well, I mean, I know it's 2:00 in the morning for you in the Netherlands. So I said, I mean, I'll help, if you need, I can just imagine trying to get up at 2:00 in the morning. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So it's like, yeah. And then Kendrick changed. He said, okay, I'll back up the backup. And so that's how it kind of was born. So we gave a name to it, gave a motto. And so on every Monday at 7:00 Central, we have different guests. We've had so many different conversations of different brewers in planning, already with their brick and mortar, starting things, just like different questions that may just come up that will actually get solved during that hour that we're talking. It is really a very more of a community that's meshed together to have ideas, have some creativity, have some issues or challenges. Say, okay, well, instead of rebuilding the wheel, I can ask some people that are, here that have already been, and they can give insight about it. So that's how Being Black and Craft has continued on. So we have different segments. We have, I think the most popular ones was dating while drinking, being single and drinking beer, because that's even more so of Black women not being a part of beer. It's women that enjoy beer and trying to date. Because for whatever reason, some men, not all, but there's some men that believe that is a very masculine thing. So they're not educated on where beer started and how it was created by women, by a Black woman, in fact. And you should be more, if anything, more endearing towards us, able to come into our space, because it was seen as women's work. But now, this total different perspective has come up, and there's a different narrative that has been put out there. And so we're still trying to correct the narrative. So yeah. See, just like we were at a restaurant. I was with a book club, and I can't even say it's just even men. Bathroom came back, and one of my friends, her face was like contorted. She was, her face was just like she was just really upset. I was like, "What's wrong?" Yeah, well, the waitress looked at me strange because I ordered an old fashioned. She's like, "Well, women don't order that." What woman?
Maybe you don't.
So guess what happened? The whole table ordered old fashions because but you had a table full of women that love to drink good quality drinks. So wow, y'all really like old fashioned? I was like, yeah, it's a woman's drink as far as I'm concerned. Like, why is there sexuality on a drink? It's crazy, right? But yeah, it's been kind of weird. But soon I'll name drop again Amani Powell, Deck Life, Brew Life. He is a phenomenal person and really, really great with hop growing, and he's been doing that a lot. So we're planning on doing like a series called The Grow Out. So that's coming up really within the next 2 weeks, because we're wanting to get people to go ahead and order their hop trees. And we're just going to go through the whole series. And at the end, as we grow the hops, make your hop tea, dry them, have it ready for to brew some beer with it, whatever you want to do. So it's, those educational things where people, because I myself, I don't plan to be a brewer. I don't have the desire to be a brewer whatsoever. But things like that, get a little bit, it gives me more insight and more appreciation for the process. Because it's not just about, like we say in People's, the money shot where you're graining out. Everybody wants to take that grain out picture, but you need to have those other processes of getting the hops, seeing what the process is to get it to the grain out. So he's going to be doing it, and he was very welcoming with giving that information, and he's so thorough. I was like, no, it's more than wonderful. So if you Mondays, because Mondays are kind of hard, we do have replays. And what we're going to do now, as of Monday, it'll be the end of our Louisiana Heritage Month. So we have been doing everything. We've talked to Sminox Kumba. We're talking to John with Cajun Fire, Sex and Champagne. These are all New Orleans based. We talked to Sean with Neutral Ground here in Fort Worth. So because I have a big appreciation for Louisiana, because my mother's from Louisiana, so it comes honest to me, and the heritage and knowledge from that, it's very, very important to me to celebrate those. Yeah. As far as kits.
Yeah. That's what I was
as far as kits for the Mardi Gras, Chicken and Champagne, you do have the link on our IG for Being Black and Craft. And we will also, as far as buying the hops and doing the hop grow, we'll have that link too, because you can go to your local store to buy the hop plants, or you can order them.
Cool. All right.
But I said a lot.
Fun. That sounds fun. Doug, you have a greenhouse, buddy. You could grow some hops.
I'd love to. The problem is our greenhouse is allocated for other things. So plus I don't have like if I want to grow hops, you have to do the whole trellis, and I don't have space for that. So and the other part is,
well, no, you don't have to, because that was my thing. if you get a Home Depot bucket, he said you can do it in the Home Depot bucket. I was like, okay. So you can do it.
Yeah,
I might do this.
Yeah, it sounds like, but it's like something I always see when you see hops. It's always like they got this freaking 15-foot V's going and everything. And yeah, I don't. Well, the thing is, actually, Greg will tell you, I have the space to do it. The problem is we have so much wildlife that runs through our backyard that they just fuck everything up back there. It's like terrible. Like my wife and I planted 5 apple trees in our way back part, and it got a little warm in December, and the deer came through and just chewed off all the branches. And I was like, God damn it. Like we spent a couple $100 on these because we were trying to just have like, not really an orchard, just a small set of trees so we could have apples for, bait. We planted 3 Honeycrisps and 2 Brayburns. Brayburns are for baking and Honeycrisps are just for eating. But now I have to fence all that shit in. So it's like extra work. Fucking animals.
Yeah, I the only concern that I told him, I said I was concerned because we have lots of squirrels and rabbits. Now I know I live in a city. I promise you I live in a metropolitan, but there are wild rabbits that just. But the squirrels, I think, are going to be my nemesis.
There are nemesis here too. Yeah.
Plural.
Yeah. Yeah. They fuck things up. So yeah. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. I have the question of the week ready for y'all. Are y'all ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Question of the week. What is your go-to movie when you need a mood boost, Angie?
Mood boost.
Oh my gosh.
So if y'all need time, I can go first. I already
You go.
I knew the question, so I was prepared.
You knew the assignment.
Mine is a dumbass movie, but it's fun as hell. Everybody knows it. Shit, I don't have a graphic, but it is Friday. With Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Debo. It's just fun. It just makes me laugh every time. I know what's coming. I've seen it 100 times, but I will still laugh at the fucking jokes over and over. I will still get all excited when Ice Cube beats Debo at the end and all that. I'm so into that movie. It's so fun. It's a mood boost for me. And it's always on too, it seems like now. So even when you're flipping and you're like, you don't even know you need it. It's one of those you don't even know you need a mood boost. But then when you get on it, you're like, oh, you're laughing. And you're like, damn, I needed that shit. So Friday is mine. Angie, what you got? Or you want to go? You want Doug?
No, Angie, if you got it, go.
No, I'm still thinking because, okay, this is my dilemma. I can think of a TV show that gives me a mood boost. That is like, if I put something on, it'll be great. So I'm trying to think of, I can think of so many. Something that would just make me laugh, just like hysterical. It would probably be The Water Boy. I can put that on, and him talking about foosball. It's like, she let me see her boobies. I liked it. It's like something that's quotable.
That's a good one.
I'm just like,
that's a good one.
It doesn't take a lot else to.
Yeah, I'd forgotten, but yeah, that's a fucking great one because it's just so stupid and silly. It just makes you laugh. Yeah. So I'm torn. I have 3. So I'm going to tell you, it's either Anchorman, Coming to America, or a super underrated one is Boomerang. Boomerang fucking slays me.
Boomerang.
That one slays me every time. I am fucking cackling the entire movie. Just Martin Lawrence being like, everything's racial, and like the other guy's like, yeah. I don't know why that one always gets me when they're talking about like the pool balls, and I'm like, he's not wrong, but it's still funny.
Yes, it's my favorite. The thing that I love the quote from that movie is, first the Fat Boys break up, now this. I say that all time.
Man, we have to give a little props to John Witherspoon in that with that fucking role.
Yes.
He had being David Allen Greer's dad, and he's
like,
I think my parents are in the bathroom fucking, and they come out and just salt is shoveled, and then the woman walks out just prim and proper with the hat, just like.
And he said that most of that's all ad-lib.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Like, I can just imagine. Yes. See, that was my second one, Daniel. Okay, so I'm a real big Mel Brooks fan, so I love History of the World Part 1 because I love musicals, so that was very hard. But yeah, that's another one that I can play over and over again.
Doug, your second beer. Angie, do you have anything?
I love that one.
Black Dynamite. Okay, Carlton. All right.
I do, but I gotta go get it but I'm not far.
Angie. Oh, she left. Okay, cool.
That's okay. We'll get everybody to get back.
Sure, and we'll wait for Daniel's question.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, Doug, you go first, and then Angie will.
So I'm grabbing something that I just
I'm
found.
a gang.
A fruited triple.
Ooh.
So this is orange, peach, and mango, and their Belgian triple, which their Belgian triple is one of my favorites. So, yeah, we'll see how this is. Why don't you go to Angie while I pour this shit?
That's a Doug beer.
Very much so.
But it's big. It has multiple adjuncts. It's perfect for Doug. And this is one of his favorite breweries. So like it hits all three. Did you like the can art, Doug? Doug, did you like the art on it?
The art is very meh. They usually have better art. This is actually from their parent company, Duvel. Which
yes, that is.
That glass is freaking badass. I love this one.
Yeah, that glass is badass.
But
totally
because it's in the Belgian family, I think pours with a fucking gigantic head, no matter how you pour it. So
totally. Yeah, what are you getting, Doug? Because that sounds delicious, and I haven't had a good triple in a long ass time.
Ooh. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of Belgians. You get that orange peel flavor. No, that's good with this, with the mango, because it has mango and it's peach and mango and orange. So the peach kind of comes through in the end. But it's still got the triple flavors, and this is not a small one. This is like 9.3, I think. 9.0.
Yeah, triples aren't ever going to be small.
No,
ever.
So but like really good. I actually prefer the regular triple to this. But it's still really, really good. But that's because their triple is that's like one of the gold standard triples for me. So cheers.
Love a triple. I might be Daddy Triple if I would have found them earlier.
Did a Daddy Border. Daddy Triple would have been confusing.
Daddy Border is confusing to some people, so it's all good. Anyway, Angie, what's going on?
What you got?
So this is this is Barrett Tillman. This is Black Man Brewing. Hopefully coming to a space near you very soon. This is a session IPA. He gave me one of the test beers that he did some things in Oklahoma. So this one is it's real easy. Like it's easy drinking. I would literally, after having this is something that I would give to someone that is not a beer fan at all, because especially IPAs, because it is so smooth. I would never. It's just, I can't even explain to you how nicely balanced this beer is. It's absolutely magic in a can. And this is my last one, so there's a tear going down my face. And I was hoping to see Barrett. That was where I was supposed to be going to the bottle share. But cheers to Barrett. So I have his glassware. So we're just gonna do it up nice. See how beautiful that color is.
Oh, and the accompanying glass too.
Yeah,
how classy is that, Doug?
Yeah, look at the color on that. That looks fucking great.
What
How
what can
classy
they
is
do?
that? You got the glass to go with the beer. Is that Virginia?
From Black
Mm.
Man.
Yeah, Black Man Beer. He's basically, I guess you would say he is in
A
Dallas,
gypsy?
but he has done a lot of work with culturing and making his own yeast and selling that and going off to Costa Rica. He's done several different series as far as his sours. He's made salts, he's made malt vinegars, but his home is making different styles of beers. So when he finally came back to Dallas, he went up the street to Oklahoma and hopefully trying to make sure this goes right. So hopefully this nomadic brewer, yes. And so we're hoping that this will be in store soon. So, and I was trying to look and see what the ABV of 4.5. I knew it was very, very light. And that's why I say again, this is like the perfect beer to give someone.
It's approachable. It's approachable.
It sounds super crushable too with that ABV with the Section IPA. Yeah.
Angie, a question for you.
Yeah, it's a very approachable IPA. What part two? For history of the world?
No, the show you were talking about.
Don't tell me that.
The TV show.
It was Mel Brooks, I thought.
No. Oh yeah, History of the World Part 2. They're coming out with another one.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yep, and then Daniel just posted the link there for it too.
Yep, the link is on Hulu.
Oh, I'm excited. Yes. Oh my God. I found me a new best friend. Dan's my best friend now. Because I did not know that. Because
Daniel's a good guy to have.
Daniel's everything.
Just now I started watching TV and stuff. So I would have missed that. Okay, cool. Ooh.
Cheers.
That's good.
Cheers. We are going to do something different now. If y'all don't mind.
Yeah, man. Bring it.
All right, cool.
Yay.
Oh, I'm supposed to do something. Okay. Where we have been accessing.
That was different. You're right.
For froze. Y'all see? Y'all hear me? Black History Month. We're doing a little thing here. Yeah, my thing says it's. I can't blame my kids either. So yeah. So
always blame.
So we're doing Black History Month where we're accenting people in the past or in the present who are making Black history. So I will go first, and I have 2 for the price of 1 this week. Last week I had one big one, and I went on a rant. I think that was Oprah. But we have Lonnie Johnson was a NASA engineer. He invented the Super Soaker, Doug. He made your childhood and hot summers fun. So that is pretty cool. Because the Super Soaker was legendary. I think it's kind of gone downhill, but it's always going to be a classic and always going to be fun. And that's a great one. And then we have James Andrew Jackson. This is one from my state that I live in now. I refuse to call it a home state. It's where my home is at the moment. How about that? He's the first native settler in the town of Freedom, Wisconsin. Residents wanted the name Jackson after him, but as a freed slave, he insisted on freedom. So that's why Freedom, Wisconsin is named Freedom, Wisconsin. And that is pretty cool. I didn't know that. So there are my 2. Angie, do you have anybody you would like to celebrate this Black history that we may or may not know? Because Ron the shithead doesn't want anybody to know anything about Black history. So here you go, Angie. Is Angie there? Or am I here?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Angie, go ahead whenever you're
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I can now. So, out of the many hats that I have, I'm also a part of Lifting Lucy, and we were doing some research about women in different aspects. And one of the things that I was hoping that we could do is something that's celebrating women in fermentation sciences, fitness, all different aspects. So I was doing some things as far as trying to find some content. And oddly enough, a lot of the people that I were finding were actually Texas natives. And but this particular woman I found I had been introduced to when I was in high school. So maybe that's why I remembered her. And her name is Juanita Craft. Juanita Craft is a big icon in the Dallas area. She was the first woman that had a seat on the Dallas City Council. She was, she was in NAACP royalty. She had organized at least 182 branches of the NAACP. She was the first woman, 44, that was actually able to vote in an election in Dallas County.
Wow.
She won several awards. She won the Eleanor Roosevelt Award, as well as a Lifetime Achievement in the NAACP. So one thing that we wanted to do was to make sure that, we hear about the Beyoncés and the Oprahs and things like that. And we end up not anything taken away from those, but we want to hear about those unsung heroes that are still very influential in our lives that you may not know about. Those little nicks and crannies of that's history, and it's her story. And so one of the things that she said was, I may not have children, but I birthed the world. I helped the world. And that's something that I can truly take homage to, because all my children have 4 legs, but I still am appreciative of being a part and seeing those children are, part of our future, and we want to continue to hold them and be accountable to make sure that the world is a better place. And that was something that she did, and she was part of our history.
Thank you for that, Angie. That's awesome. Doug, our guests have been bringing it because they've all brought us someone that we didn't know. And that's really the point of it, actually.
Yeah.
And that's the greatness of it. What's going on, Doug? Who do you got this week?
So I'm bringing this because
Jesse Owens.
No, this isn't Jesse Owens. This is the 1968 fist raise, which was it was Tommy Smith and John Carlos.
Okay.
And this is one of my earliest recollections as a kid. I was born in 1971, so this was 3 years prior to my birth. But this is one of my earliest recollections of hearing anything about civil rights movement. I was like 4 or 5. I was young, and I just remember seeing this. And as a kid, seeing just them doing that, for some reason that had a power to it that I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand. I was a little white kid in the middle of Pennsylvania. Like, why would I understand that? But that felt like such a reverberating power on it. And it's interesting because, of course, a lot of white people try to demonize it as a Black Panther salute, which it wasn't. It was for Black power. It was for equal rights. They did things like when they accepted their medals, they went barefoot to support Black poverty, like to make awareness for Black poverty. Like, they did a lot of. They called it like the was like the silent salute or something to that effect. But the idea was like they did a lot of things, like they didn't voice it, but like a lot of their symbolism was geared towards raising awareness for the plight of Black folks in America in 1968, which was at like the height of all the civil rights stuff. I mean, maybe a little bit earlier, I think, is when we kind of had the Civil Rights Act passed. But, that all met with a whole bunch of resistance from all kinds of idiots. So I didn't bring, so last week I brought somebody up who I'd never heard of, but this week I wanted to bring these up because it was like my earliest recollection of something involving civil rights as a little white kid in middle Pennsylvania and rural Pennsylvania. So, those guys won medals, gold and silver, and we're like, you know what? Here's our platform. Let's talk and let's show them what we're about. So yeah, I marvel at their ability to just be like, hey, I've trained my life to do this, and when I get on the podium, here's what I'm going to do. Like that takes a lot of courage, and good for them.
Yeah, and remember, keep your politics out of my sports ball.
And I wonder if that particular, I wonder if that was actually the genesis of that sort of thought process. Was like,
well,
you should be happy you're representing our country. Well, like James Baldwin said, I put this country to, like, I'm not quoting directly, but he's like, I put this country to fire because I love this country and it's not loving me back. Like, so yeah.
All right. Jesse Owens, I mean, politics and civil rights have been in sports since before Jesse Owens. So for y'all to be out here whining that, my sports ball is interrupted by civil rights and people really wanting equality. Oh no, it's so bad. I'm going to boycott the NFL for 2 games. Scream and holler, and then I'll be back because the NFL is vastly popular. It's grown popular. It's not going anywhere. You people who are boycotting were bullshitting and lying to yourselves. Stop it.
Oh God, that's like me saying that I'm boycotting sports because I don't watch sports, so it's a faux cot.
Right.
And one of my favorite podcasts, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not I'm faux potting it. I'm not, I'm not really."
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means run your yap and do nothing behind it.
Yeah. Nothing behind it. But it's just like, it was back then like this way, but now it's like, shut up and dribble, which, that seemed like the shot heard around the world. Like, just shut up and dribble.
Right.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, freaking Carrie Lake.
I'm not her, but I will throw your comment up there, and we can. Actually, So Angie, I promised the messiness, so here it comes. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, we haven't been messy already.
No, we've been good, man. We talked about Angie. We talked about Black History Month. We talked about comfort movies. Yes, you're right. Sorry. We've been good. So hopefully we can get a little messy here. Now, we like to show graphics of food. We like to shame people for food, and mostly Doug gets shamed, and everybody else gets a pass. But unless you say something,
that shit's gotta change.
Unless you're gonna say something stupid like you don't like gravy, then we'll be good, Angie. But you have these, in my opinion, nasty ass sandwiches. Where one has got to go.
That's very easy. Egg salad.
Egg salad is fucking disgusting. Oh my God, is it horrifying?
You guys are gonna hate me.
So for me, Doug, you can throw them all the fuck out besides grilled cheese. Tuna, respectfully, my mother ruined that shit for me. When I was young, I was always tuna fish sandwiches. By the time I got to it at lunch, the shit was soggy. It was foul. I did like it at one point, but like the crust had to be like toasted and it had to be like fresh. If it was sitting in my lunchbox for 4 hours, it's foul. Peanut butter and jelly, I could deal with a little bit, but even then, it's a texture thing with the sandwich. Egg salad, keep that shit the fuck away from me.
I don't even know why they make that. I literally had tuna this week.
So foul. And I love eggs, right? And I love eggs, Angie. I love them scrambled, over easy. I love omelets. I love eggs Benedict. There's really only one way that I fucking hate eggs. And this shit has got to go. And Doug, you better not say that egg salad stays. You better not.
Oh, I'm gonna say it. Tuna salad can go into the fucking sun because that fucking shit sucks.
What?
I as with Greg, tuna salad was
I don't even use.
Tuna salad.
No, I was gonna say I use mayo in mine. I make it with cream cheese. I put instead of mayo, I use cream cheese, so it's nice and creamy and stuff.
Tuna, you talking?
You can do that.
And then
for you.
Okay, and then do you use good tuna, not chicken of the sea bullshit, or do you use chicken of the sea bullshit?
Is it chicken of the sea? I know it needs to be in oil because I don't want it in
not for me. It can't. Not for me. It can't.
Yeah, but
egg salad is the worst shit.
Also, I would like to say that I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like they were going out of fucking style when I was a kid, and I'll eat the fuck out of those now. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay, so brought bread because I had not had any peanut butter and jelly because I don't buy bread. I literally bought bread because I wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, have I made one yet? No. But
okay, cool. Quick aside: creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Oh, creamy.
Smooth.
Yeah, what's up with the crunchy shit?
People like
just peanuts. Just eat
people like that shit that sticks in their teeth. It's like people that like, and people are gonna hate me for this. Popcorn. Popcorn sticks to your teeth. Get that shit out of here. I don't want that stuff.
Okay, Doug. You were at my desk today because I absolutely adore popcorn, and especially with ranch seasoning. So I made it hot, put the ranch seasoning in there. I'm eating it, and then one goes right up here, and I couldn't do anything until I got it. It drove me nuts.
Yeah, that shit gets like spot welded to your teeth, and it's like impossible to get off your teeth. I don't know what is up with it. Like, does popcorn have glue in the seeds? What's going on?
That is nice for me and the kids. So I'll pop popcorn and I'll throw a couple of kernels down for the kids, and so we eat popcorn.
Doug, here's the great advice.
Oh, hey, you can floss, and some of that shit you can floss, and that shit still is like spot welded to your teeth.
I had to come home and do a whole thing, and I had a toothbrush at work. It was not fun.
Doug, you're a lazy eater. That's what it is. I figured it out.
I will tell you, anything that sticks in your teeth, like I don't eat like peanuts and stuff like that because it's like a textural thing. If it's sticking in my teeth, I don't want that. That shit drives me bananas.
Pistachios. Love that shit.
The only, and this is all right. Get your Snickers out of the way. The only nuts that I like are macadamias because they don't stick in your teeth. Now they're fucking crazy expensive, but they're good.
Pistachios are great.
I like
for sure.
Candy. It has to have a little sugar in it.
Jonathan, grilled cheese needs to have any other cheese but American. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll even
what cheese did either of you prefer in your grilled cheese if you're going to not have American?
Whatever.
Oh.
Anything but. It doesn't really matter, actually. But besides mozzarella is a little too stringy. Anything but Gouda, Munster, cheddar, white cheddar, Fontina, whatever. Yes.
It's then you also have to make sure that you have the correct bread for toasting.
You do. I think it needs to be a little bit thicker. And then grilled cheese is the bomb. And Doug and I were talking about this. I live in a dairy state, So our cheese is just out. It's just really insane when you go to the store around here for the selection of cheese we
See,
have. It's just really insane.
I couldn't fit out the door. If I had my ability to get cheese curds on the regular, oh,
It would be not good.
it would.
So
You would
Angie, can
only
I
be able
bring
to see this part of me talking about Angie, because everything else. You better see
Angie,
me.
can I bring you some of the Barrow and Flow this year?
Yeah.
Yes, I love cheese curds.
We'll talk. Because
Yeah.
we got all kinds here, and we got like specialty kind too, like dill ones, and
Really?
it gets silly here. It's so fucking silly here with the cheese.
Oh.
So we'll talk, and I'll get you some.
Okay.
Cool.
Sourdough. There you go. Sourdough. Mm-hmm.
Lakefront cheese curds for the win. Okay, Wow, they have some. All right.
No, oh, wait, Greg doesn't know about those cheese curds? I don't either.
No. Right.
Also, I will say that I am a big fan of Munster cheese on grilled cheese. That shit is fucking great. It doesn't.
I don't. Manny doesn't trust people who don't eat PB&J. They're Russian spies. No. So, all right. Let's transition a little bit, but let's stay in the food world. Let's go back to when y'all were young, dumb, and I'll forget the last part. And
we all know what it is anyhow.
Remember that y'all have the ice cream truck when y'all were young?
Not where I was.
Yes. So Angie, you first. You get to pick 2 ice cream truck treats. What were your favorites?
Oh, I know which one I'm picking already.
Definitely the strawberry eclair, but that's not what they called it.
Cheap crunchy.
We call it
cheap crunchy. It was called strawberry crunch.
There was strawberry crunch, but the one near me, they had a brand called Cheap Crunchy. Super racist, but fucking delicious.
And then the other one that I would always pick would have been the screwball, because I wanted the gum at the bottom.
Oh.
But push pop was always the classic. But I could always get that. That was something, you could have. You probably already have that at home, but those other 2, you don't have that at home. You have to get it.
Right, Doug. What's going on?
I'm with you on the strawberry eclair. I love those things. Second is actually the basic ice cream sandwich. I love those things too. Oh,
this the basic, not even the Chipwich?
No, I like the regular one. I don't know why. Again, understand, I grew up fucking poor in rural Pennsylvania, so those things were like super treats for me that I had like twice a year. So it's like anything like that felt like royalty if I was having like an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, Choco Taco. I don't think it was available to me. But I do remember the Tweety. Y'all remember the Tweety?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. At the time, it was the Pac-Man for me.
Oh, yes, it was Pac-Man. Yes. I'm gonna do Firecracker, actually. That's just a classic. And I love when it melted and it went on your hands. And then your hand was blue. And that was when I was just running around acting a fool instead of eating my ice cream. Like sometimes
I had some ice cream.
Right. Sometimes having an ice cream was about bragging that you had it and someone else didn't.
You didn't get none. You didn't get none.
Kids are nasty, aren't they? Now Eddie Murphy was not wrong there.
I tell you, when I was a kid in Louisiana, they had an ice cream truck, but he would actually do scoops. Like he had little scoops that he would have of ice cream. And apparently I was a dick. I did not know that my mom gave me money. So they had like the different pictures, and they had a strawberry sundae. It's banana split. Sorry, banana split. Oh wow, that's so much. I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know. It ain't tricking if you got it, so I bought it. I bought the banana split, and I was probably being a spoiled brat. Now 25, 30 years later, I did not know that I was flexing on my cousins, but they were like, "Well, you can't get it. You can't get it." Well, I can get it. Did I eat all of it? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was kind of cool that you could ask scoops from. It was someone that was actually scooping out ice cream.
Right. I had a dream of owning an ice cream truck one time, Doug. It lasted a summer. Yeah, it was a summer. I don't know, when you're young and you have like, this is what I'm kind of relating to with my kids now. Just remember when y'all were young and you had all those different ideas about shit to do with your life, but you didn't know what the hell you were trying to do back in, when you were 20s, and you're like, man, it was just so much shit just went through your head back then. And I got to remember this as far when my kids are 17 and 19 and they're coming into that age. And I got to understand, I got to keep that in mind when I'm kind of like, y'all, what are y'all trying to do? You trying to go to school? You trying to work? You trying to go backpacking in Europe for a year? What the fuck's going on with y'all? And they're just like, they just get that deer in the headlights look, especially the oldest one. And I'm like, all right. Like I feel I had to put myself back then because I was just clueless. All I knew is respectfully, I needed to get the fuck out of my house. That's all I knew. And everything else was like, you know what I mean? I'll just figure everything else out. It's really not a great way to live. And my kids are cool. And my kids are, again, if they want to get the hell out, they have, again, one's 19 at this point, so he can just really do what he wants. He is nowhere near that. And I respect that, and that's cool. But it was just something back then, Angie. How was because we talked about this on a Twitter space that I was in a couple days ago about what do you like, how was that part of your life? Like, were your parents like one of these parents like, oh, you need to leave, or you need to, once you're 18, you're pretty much ready, so let's go? Or were they more like, were they more like, Angie, we love you, you could stay till you're 15? You're like, hell no. What was your experience like when you were young?
It was probably the latter. I left home at 17 because I was in love. And so I left home. I left. I graduated early because academically I was very smart. Now, everything else I was dumb as rocks. I didn't know any better. But yeah, I left home very early. And my parents probably would have loved for me to stay forever. But I did not want that. And I knew having, being young, not really knowing anything and just wanting to see what the world had to offer. I thought, I could go and find a job and that's enough. Just work. You'll be good. So that's what I ended up doing. I'm sure probably now if I wanted to pack up everything and get rid of my dogs, I could probably go home right now. But no. I love that. I literally, when I first got my first good apartment, I had a cake that said Exodus. It's like, I'm getting out of here. I've got to go. So
yeah, I was kind of in the same. So like I was in super rural Pennsylvania. Like my town had 400 people in it. Wow. 400. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of this place because I am like, this is driving me nuts.
You couldn't do anything. You could not fuck up anytime, right?
No. Everybody knew everything you did. Like if I walked down the street and farted in the middle of the street, they were like, "Hey, Doug fart." They'd be like telling my parents, and I'm like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle of this. So I went to college, and then after that, went and lived in Harrisburg in Pennsylvania for a bit, and then I had a year of sabbatical where I was in prison for doing dumb shit, and then and rightfully so, by the way, that was deserved. But after that, it was like I kind of got out and then I kind of figured stuff out. But like that's the thing, I was trying to figure stuff out. Like the thing is, if you have kids now, like so we have 4 kids, so we have a 21-year-old, 2 18-year-olds, and an almost 16-year-old. My 21-year-old is graduating college this year. He wants to go to grad, but he has no plan, like none. And our, one 18-year-old is like, yeah, I don't think I want to go to college right now. I'm like, great, don't. That shit is expensive. And then our other 18-year-old is like, I want to go and I think I want to be a doctor. I'm like, good, because guess what? You'll be paying all your student loans, because I'm not paying student loans when I'm fucking 75. I'm 51 now. I don't want to be paying them. So that sounds really harsh, but I don't mean it to be, but like I literally can't afford it. So like, and then my 16-year-old, almost 16-year-old, he's like, I have no interest in going to college. I just want to learn trade. And I was like, dude, do that. And it's funny because
he's gonna make the most money, I bet.
Yeah, and
he's gonna make the most money with the trade.
Yeah, and I just think now it's different with like, if you look at how much shit costs, and I know you know that because you have to pay for shit, and you just look at like your kids going like, how the fuck are they going to afford anything? Like, and so my wife and I had thought when our kids were all out of high school, we were considering things like emigrating or buying some house in the middle of the woods, because I would love to live away from everything. But I said, we have this house and we'll have it paid off in 15 and 14 years. Like we have a place where everybody can live, and we have no fucking clue how this fucking economy is going to go. So I kind of want to have a space where they can go in case shit goes off the rails. And, it's not that, listen, I went back and lived with my parents for like 6 months at one point because I had to, because I just didn't have any money and I was trying to figure shit out. But like, that's where kids are. Like, they don't, like, you're going to get out of college. Even if you just go 4 years, you're still $60,000 in debt and you're 21 years old. What the fuck are you going to do? Like, you better hope you get a good job. But even if you get a good job, like, depending on what your student loans are through, are they through a private investor instead of like Fannie Mae or whatever? And it's so messy, and I feel terrible because, I had, I only went to college for 2 years and I had $40,000 in student loan debt, and I had to pay all that back. But I don't want my kids to have to do that shit. But I also can't afford to pay it myself. So it's like this weird middle ground where I want to help and I don't know how to fucking help because I can't pay all that. Like it sucks. It sucks. Sorry, there's a bit of a tirade on the state of the economy.
No, that's just the facts of the matter. And I think you're not the only person that has that conundrum that they're dealing with, because you want your children to do, for the most part, I would assume that most parents want their children to do great and even better than what they did. And so they're trying to set up those blocks to get them to do something better or greater or something that they didn't get the opportunity to do. But because of the economy and the things that, make life harder, where these degrees that, you're paying way after it's said and done, and then you're feeling like, well, I don't even know. Like I think I was listening to something. I was like, I don't even know what my freaking degree is. I don't know where the paper is, and it's frustrating. But Ashley had a great question, but I have a question for both of y'all. So, I want to know that question. I want to ask this question with 400 people. Ooh, Greg.
What's that mean? What's going on?
Oh, Greg didn't have that. I had that. Greg lived in a city. I did not.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Doug. I want to know, in 400 people, population 400, what was dating like? Were you the player? Were you? All
right. So the interesting thing is, I was in a town, and my school district was like size-wise, like area was fucking huge. It was like 22 miles by 20 miles. It was enormous because we had all these farms. Like it was just a farmland area. My graduating class was like less than 100. So like I never dated in my school ever. I didn't, because all those people knew who I was. They knew, like I didn't want to, and their parents knew. Oh, well, that's Barry and Judy's kid, and he did this, and I'm like, I don't want any of that shit. So as soon as I could drive, I got a job fucking 20 miles away in a Hardee's, which sucked, but I wanted to get the fuck out of that place. So I worked there and I met other people, and I just dated people that weren't in my school district. I didn't date before I was 16. Like I had one girlfriend before that, and that went horribly wrong. So yeah, I didn't really date until I could drive around. So yeah, that's how that worked for me. Now, the funny thing is, like, both of my brothers live in the exact same town they grew up in. I was like, why do you? And they're just like, I like it here. Great. I fucking hated it there. So good on you. I'm not doing that shit. So that's a great question. But like literally, you have to get creative if you want to not deal with people that know all your business, literally all your business. Yeah. And if you date in the same school, in a school that size, if you two have any sort of tiff whatsoever, everybody in the entire school knows it.
Well, and Doug, I was born in Philadelphia, but I was raised in Allentown, Pennsylvania. My mother moved us out to Allentown, and by us, I mean me and my brother, when I was like 11 or 12. So my formidable years coming up and my early dating years were in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So Allentown is a mid-sized city, Doug. So that's really, but at the same point, Allentown felt like, we'll bring Angie back when she's back. Allentown felt really more like a small city. It wasn't really a small city, but on the same level, it seemed like everybody knew everything. So I didn't really date at all until I was like 25 or 6. Now, yes, I had sexual relations and all that before then, but it was never really anything like I wasn't looking for any kind of relationship ever, really. I wasn't ever really looking for a relationship ever, really. So that's how you find one, is that you don't look, is how I always have operated. But really, when I was young, I just seriously did not, like, I just knew that I was crazy, and then like I would just be a bad partner. I just knew it. Like, so, and it wasn't really even about a cheating thing. I just wasn't good with keeping up with people. I wasn't good at, like, I had those pagers. I would never return my pages. I would never answer phone calls.
Like you are with text. Good to know.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right. I just don't respond that way. I'm just not that type of, like, it's just not, dating never ever, the rules and the way people did it never really, like, I never really understood it, Doug. Hell, I still don't understand it, to be honest with you. And if I ever get back out into the pool, I'm gonna be a mess, because I'm just not
I hope I never go out.
I'm gonna be a hot ass mess, because you don't really, again, I'm a nice guy, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I'm not really great being held accountable for things. Now, I've grown in the relationship I'm in, and a lot of it has to do with my kids. And because I respect them and I respect their mother, I will do these things that it takes to keep a relationship, Doug. But it is work for me. I am not even like going to act like it's not. And that's just the way it is. I'm not. I keep saying it. I'm not really set up for a relationship. I'm just not. Have I been in one for 20 plus years? Yes, but it's almost like a career where, like, sometimes you're not set to do that job that you do, but you do it, and you do it well, and you enjoy yourself. But relationships were never my thing, Angie. They just never were. And this is a guy who's been in one for 20 years. So, shout out to the person that is taking my bullshit for 20 years, because I could be fucking wild and crazy and off the rails.
Yeah, I have a quick aside when Ashley mentioned that she would be scared she was dating her cousin. So this is a funny little thing that I learned when I was in So Jill and I, a couple of years ago, went to Iceland. And in
Mhm.
Iceland, there's an app for everybody that lives in Iceland that they have to log in before they start dating people, because Iceland is such a small community that almost everybody's related. So you have to log in and figure out just if you're related to someone, and if so, how closely you're related to them. Like, how nuts is that? Like, that's.
And I wonder what is the leeway? Second cousin is bad.
No idea. No idea. Also, before we go forward,
I went to a funeral and I found out that one of my cousins, someone that is my cousin that I was slightly, I think we were both mutually like, in the same circles, like it could have been a possibility. And I was appalled.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad I dodged that bullet.
Yeah, no idea what the degree of separation is for that, but yeah, that was weird and funny all at the same time. Angie, you poured something. What you got there? Is that your fancy bourbon?
Yes, this is my my Smirnox Rocks glass.
Oh
yes.
Oh man, Smirnox makes their logo's great.
The upcoming Smirnox brewery is coming very, very soon, and I just poured just a little neat of Eagle Rare 10. I just opened the bottle just for y'all. Just for y'all in my liver.
Look at that. We're special, Doug.
Yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to open mine next, if you don't mind. And Jeff is good friends with Smirnox, with the Smothers. So yeah, that's it. So
yeah, Jeff. Hold on, real quick, Doug. Jeff, I have to say, so Angie knows, Jeff has been pushing for you to be on this stream for the longest time.
Yes, he has. That's our guy.
So right, because we're like a couple weeks ago or a month ago, we're like, who do y'all want to see? And he just threw down his list, and you were part of it. Smirnox was part of it too.
Yeah, we're Kumba's Smirnox diehards. We really are. Yeah. I don't know if we're as excited or more excited for Kumba to get everything
than
set
he
up.
is. And Kumba sometimes comes off as like no emotion. Like, I don't know if he does that for you, but he does for me. Especially he was at Barron Flow and there was a lot of people around him. So like, but it was cool though. It was cool.
Yeah, he might have been trying to be this corporate PR thing, but that is the funniest nutcase I know. I literally just put in for Valentine's Day, my text messages with him and Jerry with NTX Beer is the funniest chat ever, because we are all so thrown off. The different things we find out, especially, there's always beer tea. There's always something going on. Like, did you hear about this? Oh my goodness. It's the best thing. And he keeps me in stitches. He's hilarious. If y'all don't follow Kumba on Facebook, y'all are missing out. Between the music gems that he gives, his humor is top notch. He's an idiot. He is crazy.
In the best way.
Yeah, we're still working on him, Jeff. No worries. What I'm working on now is this sour from Diametric Brewing out of Kansas City.
Look at that logo.
Another one from our friend Nigel.
Nigel, baby.
Beers with Nigel. Check out that podcast, y'all. And this is the sour cranberry, raspberry, vanilla, lactose stud. So that is right up your alley.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, those crows.
Ooh. Doug, this is a punchy sour. Ooh, it is tart. Ooh.
Okay, what's the pucker level?
Excuse me?
What's the pucker level? How high is it?
Out of 10,
Like-
9.
Really? Okay.
Big puckery. I'll finish this one, but I don't think Doug would like this one. I mean, he would, but he would only like a little bit. And I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to pound this one. I got it all. I love a big puckery one. I haven't had one in a while, but I'm definitely going to have a banana or something to weigh out this pH. It's going to be in my stomach swirling around, Doug.
So let me
You know it.
Let me ask y'all a question then. Are y'all Jester King fans as far as the skunky pungentness of it? Or because some people's like, I enjoy it, but I can't have it every day. And I'm one of those fans. So you like give it to me, give it straight into my arms and my veins.
Bring it. Doug?
Yeah, not so much. I if I'm gonna do sours, I want them tart. I don't want them sour. I'm a wuss when it comes to like sour beers. Don't give me that overly.
Wait, so you want a sour beer that's not sour?
Yep, I want tart.
Y'all hearing this shit?
I just want a nice fruit beer.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I can do a Berliner Weiss, and that would be much more my taste.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna move on.
Wait.
I heard you say wait. What's going on?
I didn't even get to my third beer, you jackass.
I'm acting like that never happened. You get another redo, Doug.
All right. Third beer. Ta-da. No. So listen, before we go, this is actually from our friend Lauren Yee. This is another one of her things that she sent me. It's got the eyeballs to do the Everything Everywhere All at Once commemoration. So this is Grandma's Cocoa. This is a Mexican hot chocolate stout, 12.1%. I love the label. Look at that label. That label is fucking
yes, beautiful.
So yeah. So let's from Bear Bottle Brewing out of San Francisco. She's in the Bay Area, so that tracks. Holy shit, that thing started foaming. Let's pour that before it fucking spills all over my desk. All right. Got the little nice. 17% drip glass.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah. So very not super chocolate.
Enjoying himself in Charlotte right now.
Oh man. So this reminds me a bit of the hot cocoa nitro stout from Southern Tier. Very chocolatey, but got a little tiny bit of heat. Like the thing is, I'm not a chili beer person. I don't like super spicy beer. But this has just a smidge of spice in it that just kind of gives it that Mexican hot chocolate feel without making it feel like you're drinking a fucking jalapeno beer. So, but like, man, and it's smooth. So yeah, this is really good. 12.1. So it's a bit high on the ABV, but that's right up my alley. I like that shit. So, all right. Sorry. Now let's proceed. Go ahead, Angie. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say we just recently did a hot chocolate stout with a Pink Boots collaboration with Hoppenstein. So I'm hoping that maybe Sunday I'll get out there to try it. But the most therapeutic part was banging that the Mexican sugar, banging it because it's in shape of cones and just like just hitting it. I mean, that's the best time. Hitting that stuff and just think about all my aggressions.
Letting that frustration out. I hear it.
Yes.
All right.
It was lovely.
All right. Third time's the charm, Doug. Doug always accuses me of not having things for the segment. So this week, Doug. I'm starting, and I got one, and it is Poker Face.
Yeah.
Peacock. It's
Yes.
oh, as you can see from the top, it's from the director of Knives Out.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, it's a Peacock original. I think you can get it for free on there. I'm in episode 2. It's pretty fun. I'm expecting a little bit more out of it, but it's pretty fun, and it has those twists that Ryan Johnson is known for. I'm not sure why the hell that dude was doing Star Wars movies. Maybe one of y'all can tell me. But that aside, it seems like it's just out of his wheelhouse. He seems really more comfortable talking and doing these mysteries, and it's really interesting. It's cool. It's fun. I'm only 2 in, so if it goes downhill after that, y'all, I'm sorry, but it does pretty good on Rotten Tomatoes. So apparently, it's pretty good. So check it out, y'all. Poker Face. What's up, Angie?
No, hold on until at least the nursing home episode. I love the main character from oh my gosh, I can't think what her name is, but
Natasha Lyonne is the main character.
Yes. So she did Red Doll on HBO. The first season was amazing. And then when it came to the second season, I was like, oh, girl, you ran out of gas. You don't know what's right. You didn't know what else to write. So I was so happy to see her. So I'm all the way in. I love the series, and it's been picked up for the second season. So
you saw it all?
I'm up to I'm up to the current season, all the way to whatever. I just watched the latest episode with the guy that was from Riverdale. So yeah, I didn't know it was 10 episodes, but yeah, I'm up to date because I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I love
her. It's fun. And at the first 2, I'm kind of like, I can see where this is going. I'm in. Doug knows that I'm really fickle like this. And I'll see like 10 minutes and just say, fuck you. I'm done for the rest of your life. So the fact that I made 2 episodes is kind of like a what is it, a milestone? So that means I'm gonna go through. So I might get off the stream tonight and see the 3rd one. But yeah, it's fun. Peacock, check it out, y'all. Angie, obviously,
please check it out.
Obviously, this is one you're watching. Anything else you're watching?
Yes. I have watched so much TV, it is sickening. So
there's somebody who said she didn't watch TV before, though. So this is a new thing, right?
Yeah, because I haven't. And that's why I haven't finished my book for the book club, because I've been watching TV. So what I've watched here lately, I've up to date on Poker Face, but Apple TV, spend the $6 or whatever dollars it is.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's worth it. It has really great content. So the series that I finished up here lately was Surface. Then I watched Defending Jacob. I was like, woo-wee. Those are 2 like thrillers, kind of like, okay, very suspenseful, very, very cerebral as far as like, okay, what's going on here? What I'm seeing is not what's going on. So Defending Jacob was really great. And then ongoing series is with Octavia Spencer, Truth Be Told. So someone just told me about it, and then I binged all the way up to the current season 3. I binged season 1 and 2. Perfect. Season 3 is great. And I think I just watched the last episode of season 3. That's what I've been watching and just intaking.
Cool.
Apple TV.
I've been also watching random documentaries about Black people with my sons, but I'm not going to talk about them. But this is a great month to catch up on any of those. PBS is fantastic. Amazon Prime is fantastic. And then throughout the other ones too, they're spewed out. But those are the 2 ones that are top notch. HBO Max has some good ones too. So check it out. Doug says Hulu. So
For
yeah, we're
the,
everywhere.
for the 1619 project, which I haven't started yet, but I'm looking.
1619 project just
Yeah.
got dropped. High in a Hog
Yes.
on Netflix would be amazing.
Hog is great.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, that was
yes.
like that was. People tease some of because it was a couple of ladies that watched that and were teased because it's a little bit of a tearjerker because of seeing this man's
absolutely.
journey.
It's emotional as hell.
I was like,
Yes.
no, I really feel like he was very much engaged into what was going on. So there was one that I did pick. Oh, I did watch it was a documentary on Rosa Parks, and I'll find out what it was called. But it was a different version that more talked about her and talked about her life after the movement started and how her life was.
And it changed probably.
It was very insightful, very insightful. And it was probably on Hulu.
Yeah, that's Imani Powell right there commenting. He didn't affiliate his Facebook thing, so you mentioned him earlier, Angie. So there's Imani.
What's up, Imani?
Yeah, welcome to the stream.
Yes, and I've asked Imani to come on the stream. Come on, brother, come on.
Come on.
I've been talking good.
Yeah, his ears must have been ringing. Speaking of ears ringing, speaking of ringing, Doug, what's going on over your way with what are you watching?
All right, so this is what I watched. This movie is The Menu, which is fucking weird and great. I fucking love this movie. Ralph Fiennes is awesome. The person that steals it is someone. God, I want to say her name, and none of them are coming up in there. But John Leguizamo is great in it. He plays kind of like a washed-up Hollywood guy. And Anna Taylor-Joy she's great in everything she's in. Like, for real, she's awesome. But it's like this whole treatise on how chef culture like kind of ruins the food because it's like an experience, because Ralph Fiennes is like this kind of eccentric great chef, and he has this restaurant on an island, and you have to like get invited to be able to go to dinner on this island. I didn't even realize Judith Light was in this, the lady from Who's the Boss, until I just saw this. I was like, what? And then I remembered who she was, and it's like, oh, that makes sense who she was. But like, it is not what you expect. It's so great, just really well done. It's oh, this is wait, this is the perfect thing. John Elkin mentioned Steven Seagal. Yes. If you see the movie, you'll understand that bit. But yes, it's so worth it. I think it's not even quite 2 hours long, which by movie standards now is reasonably short. But yeah, that I couldn't recommend enough. So good. Creepy as fuck, but fucking funny and makes you think about shit. And yeah. So yeah.
And teaser for that, Judith Life is who I'm talking about in Poker Face.
She's in that too?
Yes. Judith Light is having a resurgence. And she looks good as hell. She looks really good. But yeah.
All right, Angie, I'm gonna
that nursing home scene, that nursing home episode.
All right, I'm gonna jump on this one this weekend, Angie.
It's on HBO. It's on HBO Max. If you have HBO Max, you don't have to pay for it. It's there.
The Menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember. Okay, I got the name of the Rosa Parks movie. It's on Peacock, and it's called The Rebellious. Ooh, that's that Eagle Roach.
I know this one. No, I know this one. I know what you're talking about.
The Rebellious Life of Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. Okay. I have that lined up for my boys to watch this month. So now that you said that, we're going to be watching that. We're going to check that one out. Ray Fiennes is amazing.
Ralph Fiennes. Pronounces it fine. And Rafe.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
even though it looks like Ralph, it's Rafe Fiennes.
Yeah, I've accepted I'll never understand English in my whole life, so it's cool.
He's also British, so fucking whatever.
It's fine. It's fine. No worries. Trust me. And all you English Nazis out there, fuck you, because I don't really care if you care that I butcher it. Don't care. Fuck you. Thank you. Go on, Angel. Sorry. Not to you, but like, I'm not gonna get caught up in there and there. You know what I meant. Don't correct me. You know what I meant. I probably got better grades than you in English than your fucking ass. Not you, Andy. These English Nazis. Yes, I'm on a rant. I'm just tired of it. Like, you don't know this shit better than everybody. You don't. So stop. And English is stupid anyway. Some of these fucking rules for English are just idiotic, insane. Why do you drive in a parkway and park in a driveway? Like, I can go down the list so much about it. So shut up. Who gives a fuck between there, and there? You know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, that's what I hate with Nazis. Communication is about relaying a message. It's not about getting the I before the E and all this other horse shit. I'm not a fucking journalist. This isn't going to be in a publication. I'm just communicating with you on Messenger. Leave me the fuck alone. Thank you.
Well, as a wordsmith, that's why you twisted the dagger in my heart. But what can be so heartbreaking is when for many jobs, I love to volunteer, and I volunteered to be an ESL teacher. And when I tell you there, that it is truly a mind fuck. And the booklet that they gave me, it wasn't able to help them. These are grown ass people. They have jobs. They need to know some things right. And I said, shh. And I brought in my recorder and we watched Schoolhouse Rock. And they were like, okay, I get it. I get it. Because it is like, just typing whatever. It's who gives a shit? But when you have to take those fucking tests to be a citizen, it makes sense. It's just like you gotta do it. And it's like we have the most difficult language and we love to fuck it up with y'alls and theirs. And I mean, Texans, I think I was watching an IG video and they were talking about I pledge of allegiance. I was like, I do that. I pledge allegiance to HEB, Whataburger, Bluebell, and Bucky. I do.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like Daniel even said here. He posted about we have so many colloquialisms. Like, depending on where you're from, things mean completely different shit. And the United States is a massive country, so like depending on where you are, like you can say one thing and it means something one place. And like just look at the idea of soda. Soda means different things, different places. You could say if you're in the South, somebody wants a soda, and you're like, you want a Coke, and Coke means all soda.
Right.
I don't want a Coke. I want a Sprite. Yeah, that's a Coke. And then some places it's pop, some places it's soda. Like it's just fucked up.
Literally, I was dating someone from Ohio, and he said he wanted a pop. I went to make the motherfucker popcorn because you wanted pop. You wanted popcorn, right? I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But in New Orleans, they say, right. I want a cold drink. I want a cold drink, and that's it could be whatever. I was like, I want a cold drink. In New Orleans, that's what they say for whatever. It don't matter what it is as long as it's cold.
Your problem was you were dating somebody from Ohio. Ohio is a mess, so let's stay away from Ohio.
Oh, that and believe me, I learned that was my issue I had. But yeah, I was in the I was like, okay, you want Pop Secret? You want what? He's like, I want something to drink. I was like, you said you wanted a popcorn, right?
Don't ask for a soda in Pittsburgh when we see you at Barrow and Flow, because that's what they call soda there is pop.
So let's get to the uncomfortable part of this conversation before we get out of here, Doug. Since Doug didn't bring it up, I'm going to. Angie, tell us what you love about Texas and what you love about where you live, because Doug and I, at least I know Doug sees it as like Nazi Stan or something, and I'll give him the follow up so he can opine and say his opinion, but I'm talking for him. But how does a black woman feel about living and being in Texas?
You know, here lately, it has been really trying for me, especially at my workplace. Of all places that I've been at my job for at least 25 years. I'm going to go and celebrate next week for 25 years, right? And I'm there talking to a coworker, pulls my hair, literally pulls my hair. I had braids, and they thought nothing of it. I wasn't in their way. I don't have any communications with this person. We have a big floor, so there's multiple different departments on this floor. I don't have any interaction. So it's kind of like I had an out-of-body experience because I didn't have anything to say. I was godsmacked by it because it's 2023. You don't touch anyone anymore. And that kind of put me in a place. It upset me so much, but fortunately, I did not do my natural reflex. When someone pulls at you or tugs at you, the natural reflex is to punch or slap.
Right. Or elbow.
Because even though I'm accosted, I'm still going to be, reprimanded because I reacted, right? Mm-hmm. So besides that, for me, it's more of education and continue to be my authentic self. I never back down from being who I am. I am the woman that is a hippie 70s baby. I'm the woman that has tickets to season tickets to the opera. I'm the woman that is from Oak Cliff and proudly will tell you so. I never back away from that. I am the woman that is a friend that will be able to be with you in the thick of it and be there when you need them. I'm all those things. And I'm also a Black woman. So I don't know anything different. And I had this conversation, oddly enough, with my dad, actually. I think I can't remember, because there's always something fucked up going on in the world. And he was talking about how he grew up in Dallas, because he's a Dallasite as well. He remembers the highways being built, and coming from a very poor project background. But he was talking to me, and he was telling me how I'm from Texas, these people from here or they're from there, but you deal with your own monsters because that's what you're used to, what you're comfortable with, what you have grown to know, and you move in a certain way. So there's, like, for instance, I have a job tomorrow where I'm going out an hour or so out of my area. I'm concerned because I'm going to be out there till about 8 o'clock. I'm not sure what I'm going to be dealing with. I'm going to a liquor store and, I'll be fine there. But I'm still in Texas where there are sundown towns that you want to be sure of. It's, I think people are finding out that those things exist. They didn't know that they exist, but they do. And knowing how to maneuver on those different things. I don't want to be another Sandra Bland, but what was wrong with speaking her piece and trying to ask, what is the situation? Why are you stopping me? Everything is fine. And combating being a passionate Black woman to angry Black woman. There's supposed to be a difference. See, if I speak loudly, I'm angry. But if I'm of another you, it's passion that you see. I still have those same passions. I can be very articulate and tell you those things that I need or things that I want to happen. But because I'm in Texas, that this is the only life that I've led, this is all I know. So I don't know anything different. But I could be in California and still have those same microaggressions. Does it really matter where I live? Truly, because I'm still going to be Black wherever I go. It's just in what capacity am I having to maneuver myself or move in those spaces?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say because it's like, so as a white guy, I don't ever deal with that stuff. Ever. Like, it's funny because sundown towns I kind of heard of. And I will tell you, the first time that I ever really saw it, how it plays out and how it really works, is in a fictional show. And it was in Lovecraft Country. And then
Exactly.
also
That's when people
Lovecraft Country was that. But the other thing was there was God, I can't remember. It was a superhero movie and it was made into a show, but it talked about the Tulsa race riot.
Yes.
Tulsa. Like
I know what you're talking about. I know the one you're talking about.
God damn it, why can't I remember that? Because I remember the first episode was like kind of just blew my fucking mind of like Black Wall Street, Tulsa. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did that happen? And it just like, that's America. That's America. Like, there's these folks who try to push shit down and make it seem like there's not racism in America. It's all over the fucking place. It's everywhere. I live in New York State, which is apparently a super liberal thing. But I guarantee you, when I drive here and then 40 miles to work, I will see 15 fucking Confederate flags in the middle of New York State. In the middle of a state that wasn't part of the Confederacy. It's repulsive as fuck. And problem is that I'm just one person and I don't know what to do about it because as you said, it's hard to talk to people who aren't going to listen to you. They don't care to listen. They don't want to learn. They don't want to understand. They just like, listen, we're part of the problem. If I can figure it out, like, listen, as someone who is a white guy who constantly kind of tries to figure out, am I part of the problem? Yeah, there's times I am, because I grew up in this very much segregated, racist society, and there's underlying currents to what I'm doing. And Greg knows me very well. He knows that I try my best to try to not be part of that, but there are moments where all of that undercurrent kind of comes up and pushes me in ways I don't want to. And I have to really be conscious of how much I don't understand about that. And the thing is it's my kids get it. My kids get it much more than I do. And it doesn't mean that I don't get it. It just means that, like, I'm trying to navigate this space where I want to give autonomy and the ability to be yourself. And yet every time I see a car that's pulled over and I see more than one police car, I know that person's black that got pulled over. I know it. And then when I pull by, yep, that person's black. I never see that happen with a white person. Never. That white person could be driving like a fucking maniac. They could be drunk as fuck. They don't have 2 cop cars lined up, or 3. I've seen that. And it's always that. And I always see the black people outside of their car while they're searching the car. I never see that shit with white people. And again, I am in a progressive state. Texas scares the fuck out of me. It does, because it's largely open carry. I won't do that shit. I remember Robert Scroggs like, you should come here for beer now. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to that state because I don't want to give them any of my money. I don't want to go to Florida because I don't want to give them any of my money, because those states, listen, there's a million states I don't want to go to because of their policies around guns, around racism, around all of it. And like, my in-laws live in Florida. Like, should come here. And my wife and I are like, no, I don't want to go there. And so, like, especially today, my wife messaged my in-laws and was like, your governor wants to make our oldest son a target because he's trying to find trans folks and making universities give them data on all trans folks. Not ever coming to that. Not ever. And this is a bit of a rant, and I apologize, but this is how I'm trying to navigate things as someone who has a shit ton of privilege, who knows I have privilege, and is trying my best to try to give equity where I can. And I'm just some one dude, and I feel helpless in a lot of it. And I can't imagine being on the other end of the spectrum where you folks have less privilege than me. I have a lot, and I don't know what to do.
But Doug, I can tell you, when I went on the Bourbon Trail, a friend of mine, that's what she wanted to do for her vacation. That's when I saw most Trump flags, like either with trucks passing through or just signs. Not in Texas. I was going through Bourbon County, so that would have been Kentucky and all those areas. That's when I saw the most, like, just kind of in your face. Like, okay, I know what I'm dealing with here. It's it all depends on where you are. Leah, stop. As far as that come into play, but I appreciate you having the talk within yourself and with your children. And I think that is the issue, because children talk to each other, and the internet has been such a force where they're seeing, you know what, some of the stuff that they're saying is some bullshit. We're talking to each other, and we're seeing different things. What they're feeding us is not right. These are my friends. These are my, it's not my enemy, it's my ally. These are someone that is near and dear to me. I know what their struggles are because those are my same struggles. And that's why they're trying to eliminate that history that happened. It's like, it's our history. I mean, some of it's messy. There you go. That's it, Ashley, The Watchmen. Yeah. That was
that
the
was a show that made me really start digging at the Tulsa Black Wall Street stuff. Like I'd heard of it rudimentally, but not like heard of it or understood it. And just the power of the first episode and watching that being razed to the fucking ground and watching this kid try to escape. And I was like, that's a fucking fictional. It's not a fictional show, because it is, but it isn't. It's based on shit that really fucking happened. And again, I grew up in rural PA. Guess what education I got? I got a lot of very whitewashed shit. Now, they never told me that. The one thing they didn't tell me was that the Civil War was a states' rights issue. They told me it was all about slavery. But it was that, and then just move on. We're like talking about the bloody battles of Gettysburg, because Gettysburg is in Pennsylvania. We didn't learn anything more than it was about slavery. They didn't really delve into that. We didn't really figure out how to really reconcile that, and we didn't. We've never have ever. So like, it is a weird spot to be as someone who is trying to do the right thing and try to give equity where I can, but also know that I wasn't educated properly enough to be able to really fulfill that as much as I would like.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, Ashley. And so let's see here. I have to talk about so I have to address this. Doug, you're a real one. Thank you for being candid. So truth be told, Doug and I met each other before the pandemic and before the social unrest and before all this stuff happened, where civil rights and equality and quote wokeness and all that shit was pushed in our face during the pandemic during that summer. R.I.P. to George Floyd. He was the main, unfortunately, his situation and him dying was the main catalyst of that. So during that time, I really found out who Doug was. And if he wasn't the person that he is today, we would not be having the stream, because I could not, and I won't, and I will not tolerate my partner being someone who is not woke. Yeah, I fucking said it. And I mean woke, not in a demonization way. I mean it by what it's supposed to mean, which is you believe in equality, and you believe that we are not where we're at, and you believe that people should be equal and held to be equal, and all that. And Doug has been a great person to be partnered with in this aspect. When I approached him about this shit, I didn't even think about this. But if he was not the person who he is today, he would not be here. So I just want to give a shout out to my friend Doug.
Yes. Yes,
Glad that I'm not sure if
I believe that.
Before Ashley, I'm out of here. My point is that I just wanted to say that I appreciate Doug. I appreciate the angle. I appreciate the person that he is. I appreciate his wife. I've stayed with them. Without top sheets, though, Angie, we might need to talk about that. That really almost ruined the whole relationship. But that aside,
oh, stop it.
that aside, that's where we really that and avocados, Angie. I'm telling you, this man is almost. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do with him sometimes. I just fucking don't.
I said recently that I've revised my position on avocados because I have to, because I have heart disease, so I need to do shit that helps me. So.
Wait a minute, Are you not pro avocado? Wait, hold on.
Prior to my heart attack, I was anti-avocado in every way I could possibly be.
Listen to this shit, right?
No.
And he doesn't use a top sheet. That's even worse. But look, let me get back to being nice to Doug instead of trashing him for the bad things about who he is. So anyway, I'm just saying that sometimes I just saying that Doug really understands me and he understands us, Angie. And that's really all. That's really not all, but that's really a great start that we could ask white people. It's just to be, hey, y'all, be open to our plights, be open to everything, and understand that y'all get a little bit of a kick more than we do. That's it. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard for what you do. Everybody has to work hard in this shit. None of these people want any of us coming up there and doing anything, really, if you think about it. They all want to keep everything status quo. They want to see rich. They want to keep all y'all down at the bottom and all of us up here. And it's just that whole thing. So, yes, white people are under the gun even more. And white people, oh my God, I can't take it. I can't take how white people are, with all due respect, so disconnected from how racism hurts them, Angie, and how blind racism hurts them. These motherfuckers put Donald Trump in the office. What does Donald Trump do when he gets in the office? He does a whole bunch of deregulating,
and they want him back.
But hold on, though. Right. But especially, he does a whole bunch of deregulating, especially with trains. So now we have this train incident in the middle of Ohio, which is a lot of white people now are being affected because of the racist piece of shit that they put in the office for 4 years. They're literally being affected. They're going to get cancer. Their water is polluted. The governor's out. Oh, I don't know what the fuck to do. And now he's begging for government money when they don't ever beg for government money. Now all of a sudden we want government money because of your racist boy that y'all put in there because he's white. Because you were tired of Barack Obama, and for some reason, Barack Obama's lovely family and his calm demeanor and his logical ways of governing were too much for him. So you had to go off the rails with some fucking crazy, lunatic, emotional man baby. And now that dude has fucked up the whole country. And he's fucked up more white people than he could ever fuck up black people. And they don't get that. They don't see that racism costs everyone. Racism costs everyone. And I believe it actually costs white people more than it costs us. I really starting to believe that. And it's just the disconnect and the non-obviousness to them, because there's a certain segment of white people that are just like, well, I just want to make sure black people don't get shit. Well, motherfucker, you're not getting shit either. So
yes.
Right.
Yes.
So people don't understand, if we get shit, everybody else gets shit. Like, I don't. Ooh. So anyway, I'm glad for this conversation. Angie, you have the floor. Doug and I talk way too much.
No, I was just gonna say, even with what you're saying, if you look at the statistics, it's not Black people that are getting these funds or the different assistant programs. It's majority white people. Legitimately, however you want to do it. But that is the facts of the matter. But if you're able to believe whatever you put up, Clarence Thomas, for one, who showed his own sister being put as a poster child, which was not true. He tried to, to use her as this poster child of, oh, this is what, if you need to work, you need to do this thing, you need to, be the right person and get off your ass and work. That one was working 2 or 3 jobs, taking care of your mama that you've just written off. And it's those things that we don't know about, and those different things that are being pushed up in our face, where these people are going to vote again with their emotions and what they think is right. But that's not the facts. It's not the facts of the matter. And I'm ill with thinking that he could come back into power. He can come back as the president. And it seems like it's feasible because they have not gotten him on these technicalities. Because in any other world, he would be up under the jail.
And any other person, if that was Barack Obama, would be in jail already. That's a fact.
Already.
He would have been there already. His wife would have been. Michelle would have been visiting him and shit already. Right?
And he has his wife buried on the damn golf course. Mm-hmm. Does that not sound shady to you? That sounds real suspect to me.
It doesn't end with that guy, but it doesn't end. It'll never end. I think he'll pass and still be committing crimes from the grave. There'll still be shit going on. It's never going to end. Doug, it's just never going to end.
No, he has offspring, so yeah, that's just going to never.
Right. In my opinion, a cokehead. But anyway,
I wish people would wake up. I wish the working class citizen will wake up and realize that he means them no good.
Yep.
So Angie, we're gonna have to wrap this up, but before we go, because we love to go from serious to friendly to stupid to back to serious.
Everywhere.
Angie, do you use a top sheet or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So I bet you it's really important in Texas where you want a little bit extra protection in the summer because maybe the air conditioner's running and you put the top sheet on, right? And then actually
I'm very cold natured, so I have the top sheet, I have the electric blanket, and I have the duvet cover.
Oh,
so it's like
a duvet. This duvet thing. Okay. A duvet is acceptable with the top sheet, Doug. Stop it.
Oh, you're going to make exceptions now. It's good to know.
Look, the top sheet has to be there. I don't know duvet without a top sheet, though, Doug. It doesn't work.
So,
it doesn't work.
All right. So as someone who is on blood thinners and I'm cold all the time, I still don't do a top sheet. Top sheets I get because top sheets I toss and turn like a motherfucker. So the problem is with the top sheet, I get wrapped up in that like I'm a constrained burrito, and I don't want that shit when I'm sleeping.
Now, Doug, just to tell you this. Now, the top sheet is because when I make the bed, it's there. Now, does it get used as much? Probably not. It's probably like crumbled up at the foot of the bed, up under the duvet. Okay. But it's there. It's part of the ensemble. It's a part of the accoutrement. I need to have that.
Accoutrement. I love that word.
But I literally just ordered a standing electric heater because mine just kind of zonked out because even in the summertime, my bedroom might be 80 degrees. Because I'm that cold. I'm very, very cold natured. I don't have a thyroid, so my temperature gauge is gone. So I'm always cold.
Okay.
I have my thyroid, so I'm not in that sort of thing. But like, I am generally like, I'm sitting here in my house with a stickler.
Me too. Literally got my hoodie on. And I have on my little socks on. I have this, I could literally do this because I'm probably going to have to go and walk the dogs one more time because they've been.
All right. Good. So Angie, can I ask a semi-personal dumb question? So my wife, who is 45, is in perimenopause. So when we are sleeping, half the time she is flinging the sheets off of her because she's fucking swelteringly hot. And then 10 minutes later is pulling it on because she's cold. Is that
Mhm.
something that you deal with as like, do you have a temperature where it goes like, I'm really hot and then I'm really freezing and then it's like all that the whole time?
Yes. So as a 52-year-old,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that I have went through the menopause state already. And what usually happens is as long as if I'm warm, if I can kick out one foot, it will cool me off.
This is Greg's favorite. You got it.
And then
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
But if I had a partner, he would probably be mad at me because these feet are icicles. And that's what, those those few times that I did have, have someone in bed with me, I was like, I'm just letting you know, I'm coming for you. You are my heater for tonight. And I'm kidding. It's like, what is that? I was like, those are my feet.
You need to keep those. You need to keep those cold ass things away from me. I'm sorry. Okay, so there needs to be a scientific study done on this stuff. I want science behind this shit because that was one of the things that offended me the most, Angie, was that when we had this the initial top sheet conversation like 3 years ago now, and Doug offended the whole world by saying he doesn't use top sheet, and Jill too, and Jill, both of you are to be held responsible for your fucking actions. Yes, Angie. Before I get to what I was going to say.
So this is what I want to know, because when you buy sheets,
right? What do they do with the top sheet? Right? You already know. They throw it away. They throw it away. Like
no. You know what that gets to be a drop cloth for painting. That's what the top sheet is for.
No.
Yeah, we don't throw shit away. We make a use of it, and that is the use for it. And we paint. Every room in this house has been painted 3 or 4 times. Every single one. My wife is finicky
Lord
and
have
like those.
Mm-hmm.
So
Lord have mercy is right.
So here's the thing. We didn't know Greg had such an affinity for a sheet that would get wrapped up like a fucking tamale. So like, we would have put it on the bed for you.
I'm gonna be like Don Jr. Yeah, it's an affinity. No, hold on. I had to go back to these comments. Yeah, he's gonna annoy us if he does it right. And then Ashley was great. I haven't heard the term booger sugar for a long ass time. That's a great term. Thank you, Ashley, for that. That shit is hilarious.
It's been a while since I heard that.
So. Booger sugar. So no, I'm serious though. I fucking want a scientific study on A, how many of you motherfuckers do this shit, and B, does it actually cool your ass down? I want science to back it up, though.
It does.
Because it's only one. But why? Listen, and Aaron, bring your wife over to the laptop, and maybe she can answer this. Why in the hell is it only 1 foot, Angie? Why isn't it both? It's always 1 foot. Why isn't it both? They're both down there. They're both available to do it. Stick them both out. What are y'all scared? What's going on?
Because literally what you're doing is you're pulling the blanket off of you for your foot to be exposed. It's just
one now? Fucking Zach.
Yeah,
God damn you.
Because it doesn't take
one fucking comment. Zach trolls him for one comment, and this is a fucking comment he brings. Fuck you, Zach.
Two. You're right. So, wait, I'm sorry, Angie. We got caught up. What did you say about only 1 foot, not 2? Please explain.
Okay. So, you have the comforter or whatever and your top sheet. And all you're doing is just pulling, because you're literally asleep. So, you're just like pulling this out, pulling it over, and just exposing this one side of you. And it's more than enough. And it's not even a long time that it's being exposed.
So 1 foot will give you enough air to cool your body down. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Aaron's wife she's passed out, and apparently probably has 1 foot out of the damn.
So your temperature regulation is sticking one appendage out for a short period of time while you're asleep, where you have no idea that it's doing that.
You're not in REM sleep.
You're not in REM sleep. Okay.
Well, wait, Doug. So you're not Doug, you're not a 1 foot person out?
Dude. All right. So as I said, I am on blood thinners, so I'm cold all the time. Guess what I do? I wrap myself in a comforter and I am bundled up. Now, here's the thing. My wife will snuggle up to me. And the problem is because she's like a fucking furnace, like 10 minutes later, 10 minutes, she's like, I'm good, and just rolls over, and it's great. Like,
so you'll bundle yourself with some stupid comforter, but you won't bundle yourself in the top sheet. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
A comforter with a duvet cover over it so I can wash the duvet. Since you bitch about the idea that, whoa, how are you going to do that? Because that was you're full of shit. You know you're full of shit.
Way warmer.
No, dog, you're wrong.
What was
anyway,
I literally just bought a new electric blanket. I literally just bought a new electric blanket, and I had it cranked up, and I woke up and I was sweating. Now, when it comes to that case, I'm out of everything. I'm getting up and like, but just a little bit of warmth. 1 foot will do.
I can't do the sweating. I can't. And that's where the top sheet comes in, because if I had a comforter, I would be sweating. So I can't do the sweating. And to answer JC's question, the answer is yes. This is where the top sheet combo started. And then what happened was it started at like late night in a hotel. You know, you have those late night hotel room things, Angie.
Nonsense.
And then it spilled over to Facebook, and it was just a mess. And it still is a mess. I
all at once. I'm still right.
I can't wait to I sleep under the picnic blanket with my feet hanging out.
Okay, Yogi Bear.
Cover those feet, though. I don't need to see your feet, Zach. So cover that shit up. Okay, so no socks, Angie? No socks? And you wear socks in bed?
Sometimes.
Doug, you feel like a sock person.
No.
I try not to. Usually if the electric blanket, I need it because sometimes the socks that they don't warm me up. I need the electric blanket to warm my feet. And if I'm cold, I can't go to sleep. As soon as I'm warmed up, now.
All right, so here's a question though. You live in Texas where your heating grid is not the fucking best. So maybe socks make sense in that capacity because you might wake up and there's no fucking heat in your house for 5 days.
Well, luckily enough for me, I live in walking distance of a hospital. So I did not have the issue of not having any electricity because I'm on the same grid as the hospital.
Oh, well, then you're lucky. You're lucky.
Yeah. So
we had Jeff Tepper. We had Jeff Tepper in that last fucking winter storm. They didn't have heat for fucking days.
Yeah, and I would have died. It was like all the hotels were booked up, the whole 9 yards, and I didn't even realize when I moved where I'm at now. I was like,
that you had this.
I didn't, because usually what I do when I move into a new community, I look for how close are you to the airport, because I like to travel. Mm-hmm. Then do you have a bus line? Because if something happens to my car, I want to know that I can still get to my job and like groceries. But those are usually the things. I never really thought about electricity until this issue happened. So it was just, being blessed, because there were lots of people that I know had to really just rough it, and it sucked. And is that we have a winter storm, and that I was with work, because we've been at home for the last 2 years, so it was a discrepancy on whether they were going to pay us for this last winter storm, where they could have just to bring our laptops home and work, but they were not that smart. But it's like, okay, that we have a winter storm every single year. You need to make provisions for us to cope, so work can carry on. But it's been a real shit show for that.
All right. Well, last question.
Yeah.
Or at least my last question.
Yes.
Do y'all do those weighted blankets?
I don't. I do have a weighted blanket, because it said it was to help. I'm seeing if it works or not. It's very hard to put out a blanket on.
Right.
Very hard.
I don't. I need to see some science behind this.
Mid-level, as far as it's not too heavy, but it's kind of heavy.
Right. And what is the purpose of that? When do you use that? When is it time?
It's supposed to feel like coony and make you feel kind of, I guess, the weight is supposed to kind of suppress you, and you're supposed to be able to sleep and have more easier sleep. I'm not sure. That's why I said I'm on the fence with it. It's on the side of my bed. Heavy. So yeah. But when you have dogs, because I'm one of the people that have dogs in their bed, not because I want to, because there's 3 beds in my room, dog beds in my room, but they don't give a fuck. They still get in my bed. So and I literally have 2 beds in.
It sound like damn kids, because kids don't sleep in their beds either. Go on.
Not until not until they get satisfied. So Wookie and Princess Leia, they're literally like I'm surprised Wookie hasn't been pulling at me. But yeah, the weighted blanket, I don't think I've tested it and had it enough as many times, but everyone that's used it loves theirs. It's like that is like instant sleep. Like they put it on and they're out.
Wow. And yeah, it boosts serotonin, just like a hug. Same effect as swallowing has on babies. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if this is true or not.
It's supposed to be like swap.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not. I actually don't believe it is, but
it's Zach, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but he's down and around there. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah,
well, same reason why you give dogs thunder jackets. The pressure helps calm them during the storm. Thanks for that, Zach. I didn't know.
I didn't know that, Zach. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the reminder.
Right. Thanks for telling the world. We got so Angie, we're going to tell the world that we're leaving here soon. So if you look,
Okay.
trust me, Angie. Trust.
All right, Angie. How about you give us a review of what you drank?
I
Because
believe he's
otherwise,
right.
otherwise, we'll be here for 5 hours with Zach commenting. So
Time for review.
That was quick.
What did you have, Angie? And what did you like? And tell us about them.
yeah.
Wow.
No,
On the spot.
no,
So
no, Zach.
I really enjoyed the segments.
Oh, that's a great
I
one.
really enjoyed the
Nice,
segment.
Aaron. Touche, buddy. Go on. I'm sorry, Angie. Go on. Oh look. There goes like you beat me to it, but
Oh my gosh.
Zach came
Y'all
late,
are
but he usually steals the
characters.
comments. It gets messy around here really fast when Zach's here.
Yep.
But we love him for that,
Yeah.
and we love you too, Angie. What did you love tonight about your beers? Where were they, or did you?
And what you had?
Yeah. This is like the wrap up section.
What I had was I had the Divine Monk by Siren Rock out of Rockwall, and then the next beer that I had was a sessionable IPA and brewing.
That one
and
looked
my
really
third
good.
option, Eagle Rare, had a little bit of whiskey.
Okay.
Just a little touch.
That second beer that you had looked like a
changed my
banger.
glassware because it was really good. It was nice and mellow, and it's out of Arkansas. So as I said, it's going to be. I'm hoping that it'll be near and dear to you coming soon. Check out Black Man Brewing all over the country. If you've never heard him talk, he is the best storyteller about his beer. It is to anything that he talks about. It is anything. His yeast creativity, and this is something that he was really, really integral in, as far as him from Deep Ellum, where he was the head brewer, into going into his own business. And then the third thing I had was the Eagle Rare, which was, I said whiskey, but I think it is actually a bourbon. No, I'm right. Oh, it's a bourbon whiskey. It's bourbon whiskey. Had a couple of those, and it's time for a cigar, probably.
I
Kind of
think so.
ease it off and be able to sleep.
Well, we don't have much to say, so we'll
just
probably
enjoying.
Yeah. As Greg was saying, who's lagging a bit, but yeah, thanks for sharing all that stuff, because it's been fucking great. And yeah, Greg, when you have a chance, do you have a chance to show what you drank, or do you want me to go? That is true.
Yeah, I'll go now, and then we'll right. Angie, do you collect records?
Oh my god.
No, they're playing
every time that I'm on Modern Business, I usually tell them about Fleetwood Mac, because I'm a Fleetwood fan. I do have I literally found rumors and I was so like, yes, I do. My record collection is not that big. It's like that and some Prince stuff. And whenever my dad will release some things, he has a massive collection of old records, especially comedy records. Like growing up, my parents listened to everything. But the only thing they would not let me listen to was Mom's Mabley and what's the other Rudy. Oh my gosh, the comedian that Eddie Murphy just recently. They had those records like when they were showing this movie and they were showing like pictures of the cover. It was him in a bathtub and he had an airplane and their airplane was covered in his junk. I was like, I recognize that picture. I recognize that record because I've seen it. Craig, you look like what? It's Rudy Ray, Rudy something, Rudy something.
Oh, okay.
I think of what his name is, but yeah. So they have, but told me I could listen to. I was strictly against not being able to listen to that. So I didn't listen to Mom's Dolomite. Yes. So I did not listen to Mom's Mabley until I was very much an adult. And my mom was like, "You didn't do that?" I said, "You told me not to." Rudy Ray Moore. I was like, I knew it was close. Yeah. So when they had the montage of the different album covers, I was like, I recognize those album covers. And they were spot on. So I would love to listen to some of that stuff. But I mean, I've seen the Dolomite stuff, but for me, Prince is a big thing. I had no idea what I was listening to. It had a great beat. So my favorite Prince song on Dirty Mind was Head and Jack You Off. I didn't know what that meant. It had a great beat. My innocence was still there until later years. But yes, I have a very nice record collection.
That's awesome. You have a big one in your family, it sounds like. That's cool.
Yes.
Zach has a big appreciation for vinyl. He could literally come on here and talk 4 hours about it. Oh, that's right. He did already.
Yeah, he did.
So what I did was I had this Saison Super Moon out of Milwaukee. Fantastic. If you ever get to Milwaukee, Super Moon, I'm telling y'all. And then I had this Doug Centric Sour that is cranberry, raspberry, and vanilla and lactose, Zach. So this was really good. They're both really good, funky, sour, big puckery. Doug, we're going to get yours and then we'll all go out together because Angie's going to hang out with us till the end.
Yeah. So this was all right. None I had was bad. So this is if I'm going to pick lowest, this is my triple fruited triple. It was a orange peach mango Belgian triple, which was good, but not remarkable. The Wookie Jack, which was a black rye IPA, that was interesting and good. But the Grandma's Cocoa Mexican hot chocolate stout that Laura Nee gave me, that thing was awesome. So that was a clear winner. So
cool. And
anything with a Wookiee name on it, I'm there for, because that's my dog's name.
Yeah. Oh, this was very good. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying that Mexican hot chocolate stout was fantastic.
So we had Angie's blog on the bottom scroll, but she says that shit's old. So this is where y'all need to go for Angie. Y'all need to, if y'all want to talk to Angie, communicate with her, you should be following her, the Undeniable Vixen _ over at IG. If you need, you can y'all can DM me and then I'll send you that link if y'all need to find it. But that's where you find Angie and what she's up to. She's always doing something with beer and beverages and shit that we all like. So I know she's in Texas and you may not be in Texas, but her content is still relevant. You still might be able to find a lot of the things that she talks about that she's either pushing or she believes that are good beverages and good things for everybody. So don't just get all Texas centric on yourself.
Oh, no.
I'm
Definitely.
in Wisconsin, and I enjoy following Angie. So it's fantastic. Yes,
Yeah.
fantastic episode, Ashley. You know what? It's really all about the guests here. Doug and I are just pawns in all this. And if y'all really want to treat, go back and see when Doug and I didn't have guests to see how great that was. So
you want to watch something really dull and uninteresting? Watch our episodes where you can talk to anybody but each other.
Right. It worked for like a minute, and then the minute was over. So, but next week we have a superstar.
Definitely my tagline is trying to. I definitely want to find the world's perfect beer. So I do love to travel, and just to let y'all know, I will be going to CBC. I just got my credentials. I will be going as media for CBC for being Black in crafts. So I am trying to be a very well-rounded in beer. And I am, because Texas is wonderful, but there's so many things out there, and I don't have a problem with trying all of it.
You are our kind of lady for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And we will see you at Barrel and Flow this year, right?
Yes, I literally just checked in and got my VIP ticket. I'm not going to do any collaborations. I'm going to literally just be chilling and enjoying. I love that we have a new hotel. Hopefully it'll be a whole lot better than the hotel that we have, and having those, party after the after
the party.
So yeah.
And all the festivities. I just bought my ticket the night before. I mean, that was just banging last year with the tacos and the beer. We just had such a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I know, the brunch isn't anything special, but ultimately though, that's our last time to say goodbye. Meet people you connected with. It's just such a good time. Y'all need to check out Barrel and Flow. Angie and I and Doug hung out a little bit, especially during the bottle share. It was really nice to have time with you, just to sit there and have time.
Yes.
Great. And then I saw you a little bit during the day, but I mean, we're out there for 9 hours, so I saw Doug and I weren't hanging out for multiple hours.
Yeah, we split. We're like, hey, I'm going to go.
I didn't even see you for like 4 hours. Right. Yeah. So, it's just great.
And that's the thing that when you're at Barrel and Flow, be attuned to having your own exploration, separating and just enjoying the festival. That's why there's like some of my friends was like, okay, hey, I don't want you to feel bad because someone's pulling me this way and I'm going this way, and I may not see you for another 3 hours. And it's nothing bad about that, because there's so much to see. And then they had amazing music acts. That music act last year, oh my God, that woman was amazing.
The food
was great.
It's
if you've never been to Barrel and Flow, you are missing out. It is they're increasingly making it more like not just that Saturday, go early and stay after. Stay after that Sunday. If you can stay Monday or Tuesday, you really get to know, especially if you want to connect with the brewers and stuff and just hang out and just find out about Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh it's really a great place that I would have never thought about going.
Right. It's a fun place to visit.
Dreams. Yeah.
Despite all the Steeler bullshit, which it's tough for me.
I don't do so they go right over my head. So.
Yeah, stay out of it, because it's the Steelers are a bunch of nonsense, but that's another story for another time. So we're going to next week we have a social media superstar and brittle star from Canada. This guy is crazy. He's got his whole family wrapped up into it. He's hilarious. He's woke, I guess is a great word. I don't know if they use that word in Canada. We'll ask him about that. But he's out in the front lines talking about the shit that we like, and family and all the kinds of crazy shit. He's probably going to completely roast America, and America deserves to be roasted. But we are going to roast. We're Americans, and I'll admit that we're crazy, but we might have some heat, dog. I might throw some things back at him about Canada, and what I don't like about Canada is their music exports. We got to talk about Drake and Nickelback and Bieber, and so it's gonna be a good time. But Angie, we wanted to thank you. We wanted to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You are a great guest. You're fun.
You don't log off.
He already knows, though. Zach already knows there's a tough screening process here. So I'm Brian Adams. Brian Adams is one of the better ones. Right. Oh, Casey.
We'd love to have Casey here.
We'll see. Casey's. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Otherwise, Angie will be here for another 4 hours, which Zach actually wants because we are your entertainment, Zach, and we're black. Is that how you want to look like on Black 3 months, Zach? Is that
okay? Now, Katie Lang. No,
she's good.
Okay,
she can get it. Katie Lang is, oh my gosh. I love
Aaron.
Katie Lang. She is wonderful.
Okay, so there's one good one out of actually kind of, believe it or not,
that's my album.
Don't shoot me on the way out, but Bieber is actually starting to get palatable for me. But
it's Alanis. It's Alanis. Alanis is the best Canadian. Well, no, Rush is the best Canadian export, but yes.
Don't make me fight you, Angie. Why? I thought y'all both liked Katie.
Because she's trying to take her from me. No, not KD.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna get out of here so we don't cause any more problems.
Yeah, we're already at almost 3 hours, so maybe we should cut this out.
Yeah, Zach. We did 3 hours tonight.
We always have an issue.
Oh, really?
Yes, between Katie Lang and Simply Red, we always fighting over.
Doug, you're gonna get us.
Whatever. We're at 3 hours. Somebody's listened to our show for 3 hours and tried to ban us. Then fuck them.
We had a lot to watch us for 3 hours. Angie was one of them. Daniel's been here the whole time. Zach was slacking tonight, but we'll give him a pass.
Fuck Zach. Fuck him.
Right.
Get in here early, motherfucker.
Right, and he's always the one. Well, y'all shut down too quick. Three hours tonight. 3 hours.
Get your house slippers on and fucking watch us.
And I would say only because Ant-Man is playing, because you probably didn't have as many people. Those people that had to fall off, because I don't know when I'm gonna get to see it. So I'm gonna try to stay as much off social media as possible, because I heard that it's really, really good.
So
and
Zach,
I'm definitely a Marvel fan.
Okay. Zach, you can go to the store any other day. So that's not a good excuse. So try again.
Yep.
And anyway.
Angie, thanks so much for joining us. We've been trying to have you on for a while. This is great.
Yes, and you need to be a repeat offender. I mean, attender, and we'll have you. Let's have you back after our own show.
Yeah, because we have not had any conversation about pink boots.
I know. And
pink boots, and
but I already knew coming in though with your big resume that we were going to leave something. So we will have you back and we can delve into that. We can also talk about Baron Flow and see what you're up to then, because there's always something new going on with you.
Yes.
So with that being said, I'm gonna look at the comments one more time, and then right. Thank you, Angie. Yeah. Angie, does Angie wear slippers, and would she wear them to the door? This is the last question. Angie, when someone's delivering pizza, what are you wearing on your feet to the door?
Oh my God, yes!
All right.
I literally had the pizza delivered, and I shuffled right to the door to get them.
So you put shoes on
Yes.
to answer the door. You won't do it
I
barefoot.
had my slippers on.
All right. So my question is, do you have slippers on when you're sitting there, and do you change them to go to the door?
That's what Zach does.
That's what Zach does.
No. Oh no.
Yeah,
so
that's Zach.
if I'm barefoot.
Like,
okay, so this is what I was doing before. This is what I was doing before we went live. I was washing my walls. There's this lady on IG that's like this clean freak, and she has these different potions, different things to wash walls. So I was washing my walls, and I need to wash, sweep and mop the floors. So I had nothing on my feet, but I had my slippers in case I needed to, maneuver. So I don't change out. I just have slippers, but they don't go outside. They're just for inside.
And then on that note, we're gonna get out of here.
I think we got to. Thank you, Angie.
That's it, Angie. Thank you again. We'll see you live and in real and in person at Barrel and Flow.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't
I will see you in August.
They are delay tactic. He's an agent of chaos. JHC. You already know.
For sure.
And we'll see y'all next week with Brittle Star. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you, Angie.
We'll talk to you in a minute and a half.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.